Hello, everyone. We'll be beginning very shortly. Hello, hello.
Whoa.
Whoa, hi. I wanted to let the rest of the song play out because I was
I
like, I was gonna start it like 2 minutes earlier, but then I was like, this song is so good though.
I heard you I was listening to the music as well, and I heard you say hello. I was like,
No. I was just like, hey, we're gonna start like real quick, and then I put it back on
okay. But
because
how?
it's a really good song. Iceborne and World has like fucking.
Yeah, I know. I when you first said that you were gonna start playing some Iceborne music, I was originally like, oh. But then I started listening to it. I was like, dang,
People
I love this
people seem
music.
to forget that Monster Hunter World has one of the best soundtracks in the entire series. And
I
I don't know why people are like, I don't like World's music. I'm like, really? Have you tried listening to it?
I gotta admit, I really do like World's music.
I'll
I,
like I'll
oh,
sling like 20 songs at anyone who's like, I don't like World's soundtrack. I'll like sling
I'll take
20
my
songs at
clutch.
you.
Oh,
I will like yeah. I'll pack them on my sling. I'll just like take these CDs and just like put them on a sling and just like right at your face. Yeah,
perfect.
Karada is off today though. In case like I know
Yeah.
people are like immediately are like with Karada.
Oh
He's
my god, so much conflict.
yeah his schedule is still conflicting. So
Yeah.
um we'll see because I like we established this time like for the podcast, and then out of nowhere Karada's like work schedule changed on him. And I
Yeah,
think it might be a temporary thing, but
it is.
if it's a much more common occurrence, then we might have to switch it up a little. We'll let
We'll
everyone know.
swap around, but
Yeah,
yeah, for further notice, we'll still be on Saturdays. I'm pretty sure it's only his June that's
yeah.
kind of all
So
over the
yeah,
place.
he will be
So
back, and he may be floating around the chat room as well. So he'll still be here, just not you just can't see his face, I
yeah,
guess.
exactly.
Yeah. Um. But oh my gosh. Oh, we were talking about world music. It's like that's like world soundtrack is like the one Monster Hunter soundtrack that I'll just listen to outside of the context of the game. I just have it
Really?
on. Yeah, because they're like their composition is like they're composed like real pieces of music with like you know proper proper intros and proper measures of like melody and stuff
Mm-hmm.
outside of the confines of a video game. It's because like if you look at like the way previous games were composed and then you look at the way that World was composed, it's like they're both
Yeah.
still good, but
Well,
one can is easier to listen to outside of the context of the game than the other.
World has a lot of its own original soundtracks, while a lot of the previous games take in the music from Monster Hunter 1, for example,
I think
except maybe add in.
that was really only the case with like Generations. I feel like,
That's
right?
true. I mean, well, they do have a lot of monsters that also they brought back from
Oh yeah,
the
that's
previous
true.
games, so it's understandable. But
Yeah,
also, when it comes to Rise, they have a lot of unique themes, I find.
yeah.
Well,
Rise does some cool shit stuff too. Like
although obviously, again, it does reuse some themes, but they do put their own kind of interesting twist on it as well.
well,
So,
Rise rearranges everything. It's all like redone compositions. They don't reuse anything. They just like they've just rearranged a lot of the themes. So
yeah,
like the classic monsters that were returning, they like gave them new beefed up rearrangements with like vocals and everything.
yeah.
It's great.
There was a chat member that said I love the jazz and swing. I never got to listen to the swing music from Iceborne. because they
Oh, the
released.
ones I usually use at the beginning. Yeah, today I didn't. I just like went with like the basic.
Oh, so I have heard it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
well, I do actually listen to like the music at the beginning as well. I just didn't realize it was actually from the Capcom sound team themselves.
yeah. That's official music. I'm only using official music. I'm not using like fan made stuff at all.
Okay,
Um,
cool,
yeah,
cool.
it's the official soundtrack and stuff. Um,
Okay,
but enough about that. How are you?
I'm
How's your
doing.
week been?
I feel like we should introduce ourselves before we start doing that. So, Tam,
No, oh yeah. Okay.
who
Uh,
are you?
I'm see yeah, you're also running the show.
Uh,
I'm Tam Jamming. You can just call me Tam. You can find me at twitch.tv/Tam Jamming, where we do play Monster Hunter. But we also have been playing a lot of other stuff too. A lot of Final
yeah,
Fantasy.
what a Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. And yeah, my name's Forest Raider. I regularly stream Monster Hunter and stuff like that, so you can find me at twitch.tv/Forest Raider. Um,
You've
in the
been
past,
doing
like I've
oh
been
no,
kind
go
of
ahead.
I've been kind of trying to swap it up recently. I I played a little bit of Aliens the other day. We played Overcooked yesterday, but mainly Monster Hunter. So
hmm And you've been doing a lot of charity streams recently. That's still going, right? What? How
yeah,
many days of that left are there?
today's the last day.
Okay.
So I'll try to do one last charity stream. So, if you guys wanna come in and support that, that'd be pretty cool, you know? We raised a lot more money than I ever thought we would. Because like I'm not gonna say how much I raised myself, but like we have like a group of 30 plus streamers and all of us together managed to raise $10,000 last night.
Ooh, nice.
So much. So thank you guys so extremely much. It means so much. Like that I can't even like wrap my mind around like how much that is, you
Yeah.
know?
And once again, shout out to the organization. What was it? Queer Tea Gamers.
Queer Tea Gamers.
Yeah.
So, yep, they're a nonprofit organization working on recognizing and bringing visualization to LGBTQ gamers.
There
So,
we go.
yeah, if you guys
Good
want to support
stuff.
them,
Yep.
they also have some like merch and stuff going directly towards their research and everything. So, that's pretty cool. Might
Yep.
pick up one myself.
It's, it's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So glad you're doing that too, and really thankful to everyone who's contributing to that as well.
No, yeah, same. Like, honestly, guys, thank you so extremely much. Like, it's gotten to a point where I've run out of milestones and goals because at the beginning it was like, if you
You weren't expecting to
well,
like
yeah, because like my milestones all cut off at like $300 because I really did not expect to get to 300, and then we got there on the first day. I was like, oh, okay,
it's a good
and
cause.
then
It's
we
a
just
cause
kept,
people believe in.
well, yeah, and it was just like we just kept blowing past each goal. Like I set it to 800, and we'll see if we can get there tonight. Um, But yeah.
There you go.
So,
Good stuff. Good stuff.
um, but yeah, otherwise we've just been doing charity this week. So, 2 days ago I did, or 3 days ago, I guess. No, 2. I did Aliens Isolation. I'm really bad at scary games.
Are you familiar with the Aliens franchise?
No.
No, so this is like kind of like your first dive
Yep.
into the world of it, like the science fiction horror that is
Yes.
Aliens. Oh,
I
okay.
had never seen anything about it.
Okay.
Never seen the game, never seen the movies, never seen
Yeah.
anything
I
surrounding it.
believe
So,
like the character you play as in Alien Isolation is the daughter of Sigourney Weaver's character, Ellen Ripley.
you
Um,
do play as Ripley, yeah.
yeah, you play as like Ripley's daughter, which I mean obviously yeah they call her Ripley too.
Oh.
I don't know what her first name is.
I don't freaking
You
know.
know, it's,
Um, but yeah, no, so it was just kinda like it I I felt like I don't know, I'm trying to, like, put my mind together for it because there were
uh-huh.
definitely points where I was like, "Oh my god, I just realized I've been silent for, like, a minute straight because, like,
Just
oh my god, I'm
sweating.
terrified." Yeah.
There's
I'm terrified, I'm, like, clenching my controller and just, like, carefully trying to maneuver around and not get lost because I got
Do,
lost so many times.
you don't usually play horror games on your channel or like in general, do you?
Rarely ever.
Yeah.
I was like,
What caused you to want to play Alien Isolation?
I don't know, dude. Well, because like I said, like I was gonna play a spoopy game for stream at some point,
Mm-hmm.
and then I saw some other streamers like for their charity events being like, "Oh, I'm gonna if you raise this much money, I'm gonna play this." I was like, "Hey, I could do that." And then I think it was like when I was asking people in the Discord like what I should play, I was like, "Okay, something that's not body horror and something that's just scary, jump scares."
Mm.
Because I can actually deal with jump scares. I can't deal with body horror.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff is just like it's too much for me. And that's what people wanted. So I was like, cool, all right.
Alien Isolation's pretty good. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
no, I'm like, even after I finished playing it, I was like, you know what, this is kind of fun.
Do you ever think
It
of
was
like
kind of,
one of those multiplayer horror games like Phasmophobia or
I
something
have
like
played
that?
Phasmophobia on stream before, actually.
Mm. Oh,
So I
I
really,
think I remember that. Yeah.
yeah, you've played it as well, right?
Once. It didn't go over too well.
Insert Tam's clip of him
Yeah,
screaming.
smash cut me just screaming like a child.
Yeah. I love that clip so much. Um, Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun to play Phasmophobia. Like it's a very unique type of horror game because like
Mm-hmm.
you've got the in-game chat and everything. So it's like it feels very different, but at the same time it's kind of like after a bit, it's kind of disappointing when you're in the asylum and it's like it takes 20 years to find the ghost and it's like it's not even a scary ghost and whatever, but
Yeah. I think
yeah.
the recent updates have been adding ghosts that like are legitimately kind of creepy.
Yeah, they just came out with another update the other day with like two new ghosts, a new map, I think, and
It's just
something.
one guy developing this game, right? It's just a team
Uh,
of one guy, I thought. Unless he
I
has like a team
believe
now, but like
so. He must have a team, because like
at this
didn't he
point
bring up more?
maybe yeah, but like when he was starting the game, when he was starting out, it was just like one guy.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one guy and he had an idea and then he executed and blew up. It's good
Yeah.
stuff.
No, no kidding. Like he really blew up. That was all I would see on YouTube for like 2 weeks straight. Just it was either Among Us or Phasmophobia.
It's
So it's
still
like, all right.
it's still incredibly popular.
Oh yeah, and for good
Yeah.
reason, since they're actually rolling out with updates and actually trying to fix their bugs. So,
It's just not
no,
for
it's really
me.
good.
I feel like I'm just gonna pass out while
Are you
playing.
not good with Are you not good with scary games?
No, maybe
Okay.
it's like, do I get too immersed? I guess I don't know. I'm just like,
That's fair.
and I try to like, I like shut off all the lights because like I feel like it's cheating if you like have like lights blaring and everything and loud noises in the background.
Mm,
You know, I kind of want to set myself up to be in like prime position to play the horror game, and then
you want
summarily get pissed when I'm like, ah, I'm so scared.
you wanna be fully immersed in the
Yeah,
gameplay.
like that's how it's meant to be played, you know?
That's fair, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
like, I don't know, yeah. For playing that on stream, it's just kind of like I I always like to treat my streams more of just like a chill atmosphere where I'm happy and comfortable.
mhm.
Which, surprise, surprise, when I'm being absolutely destroyed by an alien or being chased by ghosts, I'm not exactly in my element.
Mm.
When I
J-
was playing Aliens the other day, it was kind of like I just had to keep saying to myself, like, for the gays, for the gays, for the gays. I just kept saying that over and over again.
all right, Xenomorph. I don't like you, and you don't like me. We're gonna do this for the gays, for the gays, for the gays. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm eating your face out. I'm eating your face for the gays. You're like, okay, yeah, no, that's yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Like, all right, I hope you guys enjoy this.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that's been mainly my week. We did that overcooked stream yesterday with you and Karada,
Mm-hmm.
which was a whole lot of fun. I was literally sweating from laughing so hard
That
afterwards. So
game that game feels broken in an intentional way.
it
Where they
really is.
just they let you put like all these objects on the floor just floating there, hard to maneuver. Like characters will routinely just bounce around wherever they want to.
Yeah.
If you even come within like 2 meters of each other, um, it feels broken in a very intentional way. And like honestly, like they know it. They lampshade the fact that like yeah, you're probably ripping the heads of your friends off as we speak.
Yeah.
Like they lampshade that fact a lot. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
Oh yeah.
Would do
I
again after like I don't know. I need like a 2 week cooldown. I think of Overcooked.
yeah, there's a reason why no. um no, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. It's just the problem is I was playing on keyboard and like I kept confusing like my mouse clicks and everything because I think my like chop and do stuff was my left click and then pick up and do whatever was my right.
Mm, okay.
And it was just really confusing.
Yeah, no, it definitely
So,
seems like a game that was meant to be played on the controller, and I'd argue on a D-pad.
oh yeah,
I
like
was using a D-pad, and it was like it works a lot better.
I
I
know.
feel
I
like.
think I would have been so much better if I had my controller, but I
Hmm.
also didn't feel like closing down the game when I was already live and then putting it back up and then joining your guys' lobby and like just so I could play on a controller. So I was like, you know what? Whatever.
Maybe it's because like it's old school, but I feel like any game that has like a top-down view, unless it's like a twin stick shooter, D-pad control is just for movement. It just makes so
Yeah.
much sense, you know, because
Well,
it's
even
like
just like I don't know. When it comes to PC games, like I rarely ever play like if there's a controller option, I'll most likely play on controller.
mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, shooters,
Like
I'll go keyboard and mouse just
yeah.
because it's like it's objectively better. Science says it's objectively better.
Well, even for World you were saying that you played on mouse and keyboard,
I
right? Was
played
that my
on mouse and keyboard with light bowgun, heavy bowgun, and bow.
very
Um,
specific?
well, it's the ranged weapons,
Mm,
and you don't really appreciate mouse and keyboard on bowgun until you're aiming at a Nergigante and shooting it, and then it jumps over you, and you're able to do a 180, a full quick 180, and then keep
that's
shooting at
true.
it with your mouse
That's
because like the amount of flexibility and speed you're afforded with mouse controls in a Monster Hunter game is borderline broken. I'd say you get so much finesse with your aiming. It's insane. Monster Hunter heavy bowgun and light bowgun and bow was never meant to be used with mouse and keyboard because it's
it's just
really
kind of
good. Depending on your setup, like it made normal three, it made single shot normal 3 ammo with heavy bowgun fun because I'm just like pointing and clicking.
oh, that's fair,
And I
yeah.
know like a lot of people are probably gonna hear that and be like, "That's not fun at all." I'm like, well, it felt fun.
Freaking
It feels
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Feels more immersive.
It feels like I'm playing a third person shooter at that point, which honestly, it's a really comfy way to hunt. But
Yeah, I
I'll use
mean,
controller for like blade master weapons, of course.
yeah, I don't know how mouse and keyboard feels in World. I've never tried it, and I don't think I ever will.
I've had friends who've used it and they use it just fine.
Yeah, well, I always
Um,
see streamers like using mouse
oh,
and
you see
keyboard.
like the keyboard layout on the keyboard
Exactly.
buttons on the
Yeah, like when
UI
they're
and
doing their
stuff.
radial or
Hmm.
whatever, it like pops up from the bottom. I'm like, ugh, what
Hmm.
is that?
Well, I think the biggest benefit is your 1 through 8 keys or your 1 through 0 keys can be bound to just anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, well, any item. So it's like I have like I use a 12 button MMO mouse right here with like the buttons on the side.
Oh shit.
So because I play FF14, which we'll get there. But for Monster Hunter, it works well because like I'll be playing with a bowgun or something, and then I can just like with just a single press of a button, I'm just like, oh, there's all my ammo crafted right there.
Dang, that's really good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, because it substitutes the radio menu, so then you just press like F1 through 4 to access each of like your hotbar setups.
Mm-hmm.
And then the UI makes it look like that too, where it's like it's just a single strip along the bottom with
Yeah.
icons for the items slash actions that you want to bind to those keys and numbers.
Yeah.
It's really good. I'd recommend anyone who's not used ranged weapons with mouse and keyboard in World, definitely try it on PC. Definitely
I
try it.
might try it out.
It's
I
fun.
I was playing a little bit of World on PC a couple of weeks ago, but I kept having connection issues, so it's
Hmm.
kind of like, whatever.
It's been a minute since I played World Online.
Oh yeah.
I
When
probably
was
will jump back in when that Crimson Fatalis mod drops on Monday.
Ooh, true.
I was watching it and I was like, it's blowing my mind what these modders are able to do with the game.
Yeah,
Blows my mind.
I've only seen that a few streamers have been streaming like the early access or whatever.
Yeah.
And so far it just like, oh my god, it looks amazing.
Yeah,
So
it's really a treat, and its ultimate attack when it does like its phase change is like, whoa, how'd you guys do that? How? It's amazing. Have
Oh
you seen it?
man. I don't think so.
I'm
I
not
only
gonna say
poked
what
my
it
head
is if
in.
you haven't, but like,
I haven't seen it yet, but I've only poked my head in for a second,
oh
but
my gosh, okay, yeah, no, it has a phase change, and it's blowing my mind that this was done by a team of modders.
dang.
Like,
I don't know.
legitimately above and beyond what I thought Monster Hunter World modding would ever achieve on
It's
PC.
just crazy of how far modders will go for a
hmm
game, you know?
it
Because
doesn't
it's like
even replace Fatalis. It's like considered a subspecies because one of the modders came to my chat room when I was playing the White Fatalis mod, and they were telling me that
really?
every monster in the game is scripted so that there's 999 available subspecies slots for every monster.
What?
So they basically found a way to crack that, to access it and be like, all right, now every like we can just designate these as subspecies instead of just replacing the monster.
That's so cool that Capcom did that though. It's like,
Well, I think Capcom did it for themselves,
but even still, it's like
but like yeah, modders are able to access that, and
that's really nice for the modders.
it's
Makes it much
crazy.
easier.
It makes it much well. I don't know if it makes it easier, but
Well,
it's more user friendly when you don't have to replace an entire monster with this other subspecies.
yeah.
You know, so
Okay.
like when White Fatalis came out, you could do a White Fatalis quest and then just get back and just do the regular Fatalis, and it's like it
Okay.
works. You know.
Nice. Okay. That makes it a lot more convenient then.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay. Especially for people that like maybe don't have the white fatalis mod on or whatever. So it's like if you're
hmm
trying to play with someone, like you could still post the regular fatalis
Yeah, exactly,
quest
exactly.
and
Yeah,
then like nothing gets screwed over or
that's the
whatever.
main. Yeah, that's the main appeal is that like you don't have to worry about making a backup of your like your regular quests because you can just have them up alongside the normal quests and they still all work perfectly fine. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Nice.
crazy. Iceborne definitely not a dead game.
Nope.
Definitely not a dead game. Still really. In fact,
No,
I was looking at some numbers. In fact, I'll look at the numbers right now as well. But like when it comes between viewership between Rise and World, they're
Mhm.
like usually neck and neck.
Really?
Like occasionally one will go above the other if like a large streamer skews the viewership. So right now, Monster Hunter Rise is at 795 viewers.
Only? Dang.
795, yeah. Monster Hunter World is at 1.1k.
Oh yeah, I see that.
So World's
Wow.
actually beating out Rise right now. So
That's crazy.
yeah, I like, and I think it's because we've kind of hit a content wall with Rise,
That's true.
and Iceborne's out on PC, and there's like the mod community is like very active there. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I joined the modding Discord, and they do like send out like they do have like a docket of like when new mods are released, and links to the
Oh,
downloads.
okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
Um,
and Rise and World is available on more platforms as well. So I'm sure when Rise comes out on PC, that that it's gonna become
it's
more skewed
gonna
towards Rise maybe.
well,
Um,
especially since again, like it's very mod friendly from what I've heard, or it's going to be.
Yeah, because
The
RE
engine.
engine. Yeah, RE
Yeah.
engine is people have cracked that engine already. Like because of like Resident Evil 7, 8, Remake 2, Remake 3, DMC 5. All these games use RE engine and they've been modded very thoroughly.
Yeah.
Need I remind you that there are like plenty of naked Mr. X mods. X gonna give it to you.
Great. That's just what I need in Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I think day one of like Resident Evil Village, people were modding in like fly swatters to hit Lady D's cheeks with. The
Why?
most the most the most hilarious videos I've seen on YouTube was like people like where they replace the knife with like a fly swatter. They run up to
Why?
like Lady D and they're just like, whoop. It's
God damn
hilarious.
it.
It's
I hate the
hilarious.
internet.
I love it. It's great. It's great. It's great. There was a there was a mod where every second that Lady Dimitrescu looks at you, her hat increases in size. So it's just like this video of like Lady D just chasing this person, and occasionally, every so often, they'll turn around and her hat will just be substantially bigger.
My God. Why?
It's great. It's great. I can't wait for the
Yeah,
Rise.
so
I can't wait for those Rise mods.
I know, I'm trying to think of like what people can do in Rise. I just really want to see like I don't know. I There's so much potential that you can do in Rise, and I'm really, really excited
A
to
lot of
see.
fun stuff you could do with wire bugs, and um,
Exactly.
I'm sure someone's gonna find a way to mod it in so that it's like, hey, use every switch skill at once,
Oh my God.
stuff like that. You know?
You just like do your Wirebug X move, and it's just kind of like you're flying forward with the shield bash while also doing like the what's the other one? It's
Oh, I
the
wasn't thinking that. I
spiral.
was thinking of like do like different inputs for like every wire bug, but I mean that could sure.
Well, what if on Lance like it was the A move where it's like you have your anchor rage and then your spiral thrust at the same time. So when you do the spiral thrust, you still get like that big
Mm.
boost, like the
We'll
yellow.
see. We'll see what people can do with it. That's like, yeah, that's
I
crazy.
think it'd be pretty fun.
Spiral Thrust already has like a, I think it's either an
It
attack boost or an affinity boost when
it
you
does
get a
have a
successful
boost,
parry. Yeah, the blue one. I
but
don't know
it's like
what. I think it's an
well,
attack boost.
it's a much like smaller
Hmm.
like window compared to anchor rage.
Oh yeah, substantially smaller.
Yeah, because you really do have to time it properly. While with anchor rage, it's kind of like, all right, I can sit here for like 2 to 3 seconds,
Hmm.
hit me, and
You
then
know
you're
what's
good.
gonna be really crazy when
What?
people start importing world models into Rise.
Oh no.
You know what that means? Hey,
Oh.
here's the Nergigante mod for Rise. Inver
I'm
and reverse. Here's the Magnamalo mod for Iceborne
yeah,
because
I was gonna
we've
say.
exported the model from Rise.
I know, I was gonna say like that's gonna be like released day one because they're literally just gonna put Nergigante over Magnamello.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they easily could, and if like Gore Magala ever comes to Rise, fingers crossed. You know,
Hmm.
that's another potential monster.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure when they import it in, it's gonna be all sorts of broken. They're gonna have to like tweak it a little bit.
Oh,
Um,
of course.
and they'd probably have to do it over. Like, I don't know how it's gonna work with um Rise with the RE engine, but we already established with Iceborne. They've been
Mhm.
adding like new monsters. So
Well, something that I'd really like to see is when you were doing that modded journey galore, whatever, on your channel.
mod hell.
Yeah, literally, I watched you try to fight the greatest Jagras.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really want to see that come to Rise, but like, I don't know which monster. Like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe Izuchi or something,
Yeah.
where it just becomes like the ultimate god of the world, basically.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be so
Yeah.
cool.
Well, there's already precedence for this model importing, and it's strictly the models because like Rise has a lot of world models in it
Ooh,
already. Like a lot of the weapons, a lot of the armors, and especially a lot of the world monsters. Anjanato, Bikadachi, Kuluyaku, Puke
Yukiku.
Puke, all of them.
Yeah.
those are like downscaled world models
Mm-hmm.
that were imported, and I'm pretty sure the RE engine is just like a super hyper modified MT framework, because that
Okay.
MT framework was like kind of Capcom's native uh um engine, I think, that they were working on for years. Uh, like the old Monster Hunter games worked off of MT framework. Monster Hunter World was based off of a heavily modified MT framework that Deep Down was going to utilize, and then Deep Down evaporated into nothing, and that ended up using the scraps of that engine with Monster Hunter World. And now it seems, I think RE engine might be the next evolution of it. So
Jeez.
going forward, Capcom's going to be utilizing that. Um, they've got some wizards.
This like all flies over my head so much because it's just kind of like I don't understand much of like game
It's
design and
basically the
everything.
foundation of
But
like the way the their games handle the models, animations, the rigging, lighting, all that stuff.
okay.
hmm Um,
Um but anyway,
other
Sam.
than that though, like for my week, it's been a lot of Final Fantasy. I've been getting back into Final Fantasy 14. Um,
Mhm.
to give you some like idea of where I'm at with that game, the latest patch is patch 5.56, or no, 5.55, and the point
Okay.
where I'm at in the game when I started streaming it again, I was at 5.3. So I had
Oh,
like
so
about two
you
and a
had
half
quite a
patches to get through.
yeah, you had quite a
Um,
lot of catching up to do.
not that much, not that much. It's not like I'm starting for all the way from like 3.0,
Mhm.
making my way up. But yeah, I forgot how much I love that game. And what's made it even funner is that I've been voice acting lines for the
Yeah.
games. And it's if you want to listen to like a really bad English accent, because everyone in that game speaks with like an
A
English
British
British accent.
charming
Yeah,
a charming
yeah,
British accent, and then Tam
yeah.
comes in with
Pray
his
return to the rising sands, like, or the waking sands. Like
not too
it's
bad.
yeah, it's all accents and stuff from like various regions, and it's like, oh gosh. I've also been playing, like, I'm still continuing my Final Fantasy 9 playthrough. Just finished a session from yesterday.
Mhm.
Um, God damn, that game is so good. I am in love with Final Fantasy 9. I love those characters. Vivi is my son. I love Freya. Beatrix can call me up anytime. It's great. It's great.
I don't know anything about the game, but it's really nice to see you enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Not a lot of not a lot of Monster Hunter last week. Next week is a different story because we're gonna be hit by like the 3.1 update.
True, all the events.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Um,
That's exactly what I want. I just like want more quests. Just give us more stuff to do. Just give me another checklist. You know,
well, it's just so
I'm fine
weird
for that.
because like it's kind of like how it was in World where I don't know, we have stuff to do, but I just don't want to do it, you know?
Yeah, and that's
Like
fine. That's fine. That's not a bad thing at all.
I don't know.
I feel like when you play Monster Hunter, it's not a game that you have to be married to for like the next 12 years. You know.
That's true, but at the same time it's kind of like I miss being obsessed with this game,
I
you know?
think I think it's good. I think I can see that as a good thing because you won't get burnt out. You know, so you
That's
can
true.
come back to
Well,
it.
okay, but I've been burnt out on Monster Hunter Rise for like the past 2 weeks. I've said this on stream where it's like I don't enjoy streaming this game as much as I used to.
hmm
Like the first month or two of the game, so much fun, so good. But now it's kind of like, okay, what do we?
this is gonna turn into a topic now. Okay,
Yeah,
just
Monster Hunter
Monster
Rise
Hunter Rise
streaming.
streaming. Yeah.
All right. I guess yeah. Like we should really say like again. I like streaming the game. I streamed it yesterday. I did.
hmm
Yes. It took me a second to remember.
Yeah.
Um, I still really enjoy it. I still have things to do. I'm trying to get all the crowns right now, which is such a pain in the ass, but it's fun. Um, but my god, it can get really repetitive really, really quickly.
Have you
And
seen the So I'm gonna like cross contaminate into a little bit of E3 talk. But did you see the trailer for 3.1 for Monster Hunter Rise from E3 during
Yes.
Capcom segment?
Yes.
Did you see the like to dislike ratio on that video?
No.
Oh,
Actually,
I
no.
think Japan's is a lot worse.
I think I
Uh,
saw one of your mods post in your Discord of like the like to dislike ratio, and it was
mhm.
very
Very
down the
50-50.
middle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
People
Um.
are upset, and I don't want to say rightly so, but it's kind of a weird situation because I feel like I don't know if Rise is doing anything differently from other Monster Hunters, are they? It's just that
mm,
people's expectations have shifted
I
once Iceborne and World came out.
Yeah. I think like what people need to remember is this game came out end of March. It is June. Guys, let's calm down for a minute and remember how much we've gone from the release date to now. This is so much more than we would have gone like from any other company, you know? Like I think
I'm
that
gonna okay, go ahead, sorry.
I don't know, like personally, I wasn't expecting anything about Rise from their Capcom E3. I would have been happy if they didn't even bring it up, you know? Or just say like we're currently unable to show anything, but we are still working hard on future updates. Please stay tuned. I would have been fine with that, you know?
Mhm.
And then gone on with my day. But the fact that they're also giving us events right now, like, cool. Like, I really did not expect a new monster. I did not expect, like, any of that. Like, they already showed us the roadmap. We knew that there was no monster coming out. We knew that there was going to be, like, no big anything, you know? Because they're also preparing to release stories too right now. So it's like we can calm down a little bit.
It's a really unique situation, and it's hard to wrap your head around it and play armchair game developer when you really consider all the factors in play, because like obviously the past 15 months have been COVID hell
Yeah.
worldwide. Rise was definitely in development during that time,
Yeah.
which is why people suspected that maybe 2.0 and maybe 3.0 were part of the base game or were planned for the base game at the start. Also realized that Tokyo is still in a state of emergency, guys.
Yeah.
Japan was
Like
really slow on pulling the trigger on vaccines. They had a really big wait and see attitude when it came to actually getting vaccines over in Japan.
yeah. Like
And Tokyo is still in a state of emergency. So the flow of like game development from Japan is still kind of at a
it's
slower
still
pace,
struggling.
I'd say.
Yeah. Like
Um
let me just say real quick that like I'm a like obviously deep inside like I felt like oh I really do wish, you know, there was something announced. Like I felt a little bit of disappointment deep inside, but then like obviously, I remember, like, that's just my greed talking for me. Like, I really should not focus on that, just focus on the fact that, again, we have a complete game. We have so much that we can do, you know?
Especially if you're
So
just jumping in right now.
exactly. It's like we can still work towards getting HR 999. Obviously, that's gonna be kind of a slog, but even still, you don't have to. Like,
And also people
I'm
working towards HR 999 are like a fringe like 0.5% of the player base. Let's be
yeah,
honest. Most
I
of the
really
player base is probably I'd venture to say probably 80% of the player base is like around HR 50 and below, which
probably
which
that's
is
a safe
which
assumption,
is
yeah.
not a bad thing.
No.
These are people who played the game for a decent amount and then like, you know, for one reason or another dropped off and they're going to revisit. Like I have plenty of friends, my IRL friends that I play with off stream. They're not HR 100 yet, and that's fine. They are still really big Monster Hunter fans. They just have other responsibilities, you know, and they're
Totally.
still engaging with the content at their own pace. They're not mad dogging the content every week when it comes out. It's
Yeah.
when people say vocal minority, this is what they mean. But also, I can empathize because Iceborne and World did kind of spoil us. I feel like in terms of the rate of the title updates. And then Rise comes out, has 2 title updates in 2 months with new monsters, including the first title update, which had like 4 new monsters, 5 new monsters: Chameleos, Kushala, Teostra, Basil, and the Apexes if you count those.
Yeah.
That was a lot. It's a lot. We forget. People seem to forget how much was in that first title update for Rise.
I know, and like on top of that, like we got layered everything. Like everything was
Oh yeah,
layered. We got
that
that
was a
so
surprise.
much. We got that so much sooner than we did in Iceborne because that was like one of the last updates.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, no, we got a lot. So I think people just need to calm down a little bit with like just remember that this is still a new game. We've already gotten a lot and the game's complete. Like when I saw that 3.0 came out, I actually saw a lot of people having to post to Twitter and everything. Like a lot of streamers, it was like kind of like a responsibility in a way for some reason that
Yeah,
like
people were linking me
they
to those tweets, and I was just like, "Can you stop?"
yeah, no, it's like why should streamers have to explain their feelings on if whether or not they believe that Rise is complete or not, you know? Why
Hmm.
should they have to defend themselves on their position? Like I saw a lot of my friends having to say like I think the game's complete. If you hate my opinion, then, like, whatever. Like, people bullying them and everything. It's like,
Yeah.
guys, like,
Uh,
it's not cool. We're
yeah.
not responsible for Rise, like, and how much content you're playing. We're just providing content for you in a different way. It's,
I'm gonna speak from the heart a little bit here and say, if
go
you're the type of person to, when someone shares an opinion of, oh, I'm really enjoying this piece of media, in this case, this video game, and if your first reaction is to immediately try to dismantle their opinion and find flaws in their opinion about why they're enjoying something, you're an asshole.
you are.
If
Like,
your first reaction to someone saying, I'm really enjoying this game, is to be like, well, it's not finished, right? Well, there's like still like, this is as much as like this one. Like, why? No
let
one
someone be
asked.
happy.
Why? They're telling you they're enjoying it, and then you're just like, well, you shouldn't be enjoying it. It's like,
Yeah.
jeez.
It's just like,
That's
I
not
stay
the
far.
conversation they're trying to engage in. They're trying to engage in a
Yeah.
conversation of like, oh, I'm really enjoying this.
Exactly. Like, talk about something nice, you know? Why instead, like, try to rain on the parade? It's just like, I stay far away from talking
Hmm.
about, like, whether or not I think the game is complete.
Hmm.
Because personally, I think there's always something more that can be added.
Yeah.
Um, but at the end of the day, like, I think this is a game, you know? If you pick it up right now and start playing, you're gonna have a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun when the game first came out. I think it was already complete then, you know? Well,
Hmm.
obviously not entirely, but like we don't need constant expansions to feel fulfilled in a way, you know? It's like it's a game. It's a $60 to $80 game depending on where you are. And it's just kind of like guys, like first off, don't bully someone for how they feel. If they like the game, leave them alone. If you don't like the game, get out.
And
It's as
especially
simple as that.
don't personally attack Capcom devs, guys.
Exactly.
Like
Like,
they're too cute.
why do we have the need to go on Twitter and start bashing people? Like, I'm sorry, but it's just no. Stop.
Now, if there's a discussion involved of like where it's like a critical discussion involved about the state of the game, then like yeah, sure you can engage in those conversations. But like, and I'm talking because there's nuance to everything everyone says on the internet ever. And that
Mhm.
nuance is lost because it's the internet, and all we're reading is like words and not seeing like mannerisms or like um, a further elaboration from people. But like when it comes in the context of a streamer just enjoying themselves, don't be that one guy. Don't be that guy in the chat room that's like, well, Are you sure you really like this? Are you sure you don't? You're content with like, you know, not as many
Yeah.
monsters. Are like there's still no G rank. Like why are you saying it's complete? There's
Yeah.
no G. It's like fuck.
I
It's like it's one of those moments where you just have to like.
Yeah, literally. It's
Yeah.
like I'm so glad that I don't have Fate Scam because it's just kind of like I stare at the message and then I make a like I process it in my mind. Like
Uh-huh.
I don't think people realize that like I do read every message. Sometimes like it takes me a little bit longer to process it through my mind.
Mhm.
So when I'm responding to another message first, it's like I'm still processing the other message. And then when I finally read it out loud and then respond, like that's kind of like me kind of like all right. Sometimes, not
I'm
always.
just gonna I'm not gonna call out names, but I mean it's right there. But I'm seeing a discussion in the chat room right now of someone having Hawaiian pizza, and then someone else saying pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. That is exactly right there in a microcosm in the chat room right now. That is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm really enjoying this pineapple pizza. Well, you know pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, right? Like, thank you, no one asked. Jeez. Oh my god. That's like,
Oh my god.
don't be that person. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
totally,
No matter
totally.
what, in life, any topic. It doesn't have to be media. It doesn't have to be food. It can be anything.
Oh
Like,
my god.
don't be that guy. Okay?
Yeah,
You're
like
like,
again, like, just let people have their opinions, you know? Like, if it's like
especially if they're happy with their opinion.
exactly. It's like, you don't have to, like, fight everyone, you know? It's
There's
just
a
kinda like
there's a time and a place for the fighting. You know, if
exactly.
someone was like, "What are your thoughts on pineapple on pizza?" Then
Then you
that's a
can
different discussion than I'm enjoying pineapple on pizza. There's
yeah.
nuance.
Like, I've totally had friends in the past as well that have, like I've been like, "Oh, I went here today," and they're like, "Oh my god, I hate going there," you know, it's such a bad like, just off the
Here's what
top
you
of
do.
my mind.
If someone says something to you, expressing their opinion about like, hey, I just went to watch this movie recently. If your immediate reaction to that
Mhm.
is, I gotta tell them my opinion of the movie. No, don't go there. That's not where you go. That's
Just
not where
say,
you
"Oh,
go.
what do you think?"
You
You know?
listen. You listen. What'd you think? Yeah, exactly. That's the follow up there.
Yeah.
Hey, I recently watched the Monster Hunter movie. Your first reaction as the other party in the conversation should not be, oh, that movie really sucks. No,
It's for
the follow up is, oh, what'd you think of it? You know, it's that simple. It's that simple, guys. It's really that simple.
except for the Monster no.
Yeah.
No. For the Monster Hunter movie, obviously your, response should be,
No.
"Ugh." No, I'm kidding.
I'm not trying to dictate how you want to live your life, but I am
It's like,
trying to give
also
recommendations for not putting people down.
yeah, like, it's just, like, when it comes again to Monster Hunter, it's like, yes, I wish there was more. Yes, I wish there was G rank, but at the end
Sure.
of the
Everyone
day,
does, yeah.
this was a really good game, you know? They
Mhm.
developed it through COVID, they developed it with a really good team, they knocked it out of the park. I think we need to focus on, like, the first time we opened up the game and, like, we were so excited to be wire bugging and freaking,
I'm still
you know
excited about it.
exactly! Like,
So,
when you return to previous Monster Hunters, you know, I've been playing a little bit of GU again.
mhm.
It's actually, like, rekindling my love a little bit of Rise because it's like, I love GU. I love doing Silverwind attempts again. I love playing with the viewers. I love, experiencing these things that I put a lot of hours into. But when I go back to Rise, it's like, "Oh, yeah, I can do this in this game. Oh, yeah, there's this quality of life change." You know? It's
Yeah.
just kinda like, appreciate the game for what it is, not what it could be.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna contest that a little bit from what you just said.
Okay.
Because if you wanna not like the game, that's fine. That's
Mhm.
fine. You know, I'm not here to tell you you have to like Monster Hunter Rise. I am here to tell you don't ruin the fun for other people. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
that's my that's my
Like,
like, yeah, that's the takeaway there. It's like you're not you're totally allowed to not like the game. But if
So
someone is enjoying the game, don't take that enjoyment away from them.
so basically at the end of the day, don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
And
Just let people have their fun, you know? Like, I mean, I think my first example that I can really think of when I talk about this is I like the DMC reboot.
mhm,
It was actually my first Devil May Cry game.
mhm.
So I actually really like the game. I always I'll boot it up and be like, why do people hate this game? But then I take a look at it. It's like when I compare it to the other DMC games, I can understand why people are frustrated. But whenever I bring up that I like DMC Reboot, people are like, "Oh, why do you like that game? It's so bad, you know, it takes everything that DMC is and friggin' ruins it, and oh my god, how could you?" and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just like, once again, like, guys, it's a
She
game.
she enjoys it. That's fine. I
Yeah.
personally don't like I mean, I enjoyed my playthrough of the game, but I don't particularly like the game.
Yeah.
But
Like, I'm
I can it definitely works in a lot of ways. Not my
I mean,
favorite game. In fact, I'd venture
yeah,
to say it's not even like a great game in my eyes, but it's got an audience.
I well,
And I'm not going to take it
I'm not
upon myself to stomp on their parade.
I'm not gonna stay here and say that it's a 10 out of 10 game. It's really not. The story's annoying. The gameplay, it's good. I like that's kind of what attracted me to it is the combat. But
Hmm.
I think one of the main aspects of the combat I never use. What is it called again? It's the big power move. What is it? Why is my brain blanking on this?
DMC? And DMC?
Yeah. Uh, Devil
Big.
Trigger. That's
Oh,
it.
yeah. Double trigger, yeah.
It's so weird in the DMC reboot.
Oh, yeah, it's weird. It,
Like, I
like lifts all the enemies up and
well, yeah,
has
it
like this
lifts all the
weird effect
enemies.
on the screen.
It looks weird, it feels weird, everything moves in slow motion, including Dante, I think. Actually, no, I
Hmm.
don't think he does.
No, he
He's the
doesn't.
only thing that's not moving in slow motion,
You
and
just
it's
have
just
to
kinda like
you just have to awkwardly like jump up to enemies and start comboing them in the air.
exactly. And it's like, I'm not really a big fan of that, but otherwise, I don't know, I like the game.
Hmm.
But, again, whenever I say that, people are like, "Ugh, fake fan."
Now again, if she wants to engage in a critical conversation about the game, then like yeah, go ahead and give your opinion on the game.
But
And also
also
don't attack her though. Don't attack
yeah,
other people in
I
a
think that's the
discussion.
thing. If you wanna start a critical debate with someone, don't start off by saying, "Oh, why do you like this game?" Like, that's immediately gonna turn me off from that and just be like, "Alright. I'm gonna change the subject."
Yeah. Um
But, back on topic.
I mean this is no, we're still very much on topic because
Okay.
like the whole idea of like streaming Rise and why we're burning out on it. That's partially the reason. It's because
Yeah.
like the whole discourse around everyone giving their 2 cents about whether or not Rise has like enough content. It's just like I'm tired. I'm like just tired of it. Like just like
Yeah.
mentally just like overloaded with people being like, oh, there's not enough content in Rise. It's like, which year aren't gonna come out? Stuff like that. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna just gonna remove myself from that discourse because that's like not a
Yeah.
conversation I really want to particularly have.
Mhm.
There's other people. If there's countless other streamers out there who want to have that conversation. Not me.
Yeah, don't bring that into a place where clearly it isn't welcome, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, I don't know, it's a hard conversation to have, especially on stream, because when you're trying to play and enjoy a game and then you have to talk shit about it, it's kinda like, "Well, alright."
Yeah, like
Well,
when
not
you're
even
yeah, I like people who haven't streamed don't really know what it's like to be actively streaming a game with a chat room that's talking shit about the game you're currently playing.
yeah.
That's
Like,
that's really difficult to like
it's
to
kinda
deal with.
awkward.
It's like you're
Well
just sitting there and you're just like, well, clearly they're not enjoying it. What do I do?
Yeah, like what do I do in this scenario? Because it's like I've said this before, like I don't like playing a game when people are mad at the game. So if I ever play a game and it's like one of my friends is getting ragey or like I'm getting ragey or whatever,
hmm
like it's just not fun.
you know when
And
you're
I
like, yeah, when you were like a kid and you would be like, hey, Tam, you want to come over? I got the new Resident Evil game, Resident Evil 2 on N64, and I'm like, yeah, sure, let's come over and watch. And then it's just you sitting there watching them rage,
mhm.
and
Yeah,
you're just
it's
like
just like
awkwardly just like,
awkward.
yeah,
Yeah. And it's just kind of like when that happens on stream, but it's like it's a chat getting ragey stuff. It's like it's not fun. Like how am I supposed to like remedy this in a way, you
hmm
know? Cuz like we're there to make you feel better, you know? I've had a
yeah,
lot of people come into chat and say like, "Oh, you're helping my day, look brighter and everything." Like that's the sweetest thing that anyone can ever say to me. I'm really happy that I can do that. Um but when someone comes into chat and they're like super pissed off. They're, saying shit about the game or anything really. It's kind of like, all right, cool.
yep.
Thanks for your atmosphere that you contribute to the chat room.
TLDR.
Because it's
If your
just,
first reaction is to have a critique of something that someone's enjoying, don't do it.
yeah, just don't.
Just like
Just move
I
on.
know, like those gremlins in your brain are like, gotta shit talk, but like, stave them off,
Hmm.
stave them off. Unless the conversation, it's all contextual. Unless the conversation absolutely demands it, you know.
Yeah.
Someone walks in listening to a song. Like you walk into someone's office and they have like AC/DC playing, and then your immediate reaction is like, "Oh, I don't really like AC/DC." I'm just gonna be like, "Well, you can fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't want to engage with you in general. Bye."
See ya.
No one asked. That's the thing. That's the thing. Is like if the response to your critique can be no one asked, that's when I'm like, maybe I should rethink saying this.
Yeah.
It's like it's not the time and place for me to be saying this right now. You know.
Yeah, it's just again, like everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I think
Mhm.
people need to realize like your opinion doesn't always need to be heard everywhere.
And I'm not like some holy saint when it comes to this either. I've been a perpetrator plenty of times. I've
Yeah.
had a lot of humbling experience where like I'll just say something and then like the person, like my best friend would just be like, "Tim, what are you, stupid?" And then it's just like one of those moments where it's like you're just like, "Huh." Because here's the thing, it's like
Listen.
when the other party says it with such confidence, when they say it with such confidence, like, "What are you, stupid?" Or like, "What are you saying?" Like when they say it with such confidence, then it's like that's when you start to rethink and you feel borderline gaslit, like, huh.
Yeah.
Except you're not being gaslit because it's true. You're like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm being an asshole right now. It's time to reconfigure the way I approach this social dynamic. Maybe this is why no one likes me. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Like,
one of those things.
it's just like it's a lot of personal growth and everything.
Yeah, it's all
So
personal growth. Like if you have those thoughts, if that is the thought process that goes through your head, that's good. That means you're getting better. You're growing as a person. Good on you.
yeah.
If your immediate
Exactly.
reaction is like, "Oh no, everyone else is the problem. I'm not the problem. Why is everyone I meet an asshole? I don't understand. Why is everyone an asshole to me?" Oh, good. Oh, it's just a mystery, I guess. It's like
Wow, what a mystery.
there's a common denominator in all these
Yeah.
interactions.
Yeah. So really, yeah, at the end of the day, it's just like you're entitled to your opinion, but also understand that like your opinion is not fact.
Yeah,
I think
I like how
everybody
this
just
like
needs to understand that. And
it's
I'm
just
not
like
saying this like I don't know, again, like we're not saying this in like an all seeing and like all follow our words, we're just speaking from experience. So, yeah.
I mean like I'm 28 years of age right now, still a youngin, but I've like had lots of interactions with numerous people in university and especially in my job because I do drive around a lot and meet so many people
Mhm.
um, for my work and Yeah, you just pick things up. You pick things up. You see what works, what doesn't work. You see what people find in you that they like, what they find in you that they don't like, and
Yeah.
then vice versa as well. And then you corroborate all those different experiences into like, okay, I think this is how this social dynamic should go. And I need to reconfigure my approach to every single discussion depending on who I'm talking to. It's like there's so many things. So many
Yeah,
things.
totally.
Yeah. And Twitch is just another
No different.
beast
It
cuz
well, we're meeting like new people every single day when we're streaming, you know?
Mhm.
Like every time, chances are we're gonna meet somebody new. And I like that. But it's also understand like if you come in immediately spouting your opinions, like we're gonna take it with a grain of salt. It's just, you know, you know.
I don't know if I take it with a grain of salt, but more so like
At least for
it
me,
it,
I don't
it
know.
paints a and I hate that I do this, but it does paint a negative impression of that name in a chat room when
Yeah.
like repeatedly it's like. And here's the other thing is like and I told you about this before. It was like if someone is holding you hostage in your chat room and like compromising the vibes that you like to have in the chat room, like you have it in your right to just like just all right, time you
Yeah.
out or ban you, you know.
Yeah.
Like
I've
you're making it awkward for everyone in the chat room right now. They're all just kind of standing there like, or they've just left, you know.
well, no, totally. Like when it comes down to it, like I think it's really just like it's not like a defense mechanism, but at the end of the day, like let's view that like we're going onto a bus or something and it's like it's a crowded bus, but like you sit beside someone that makes you feel uncomfortable or whatever. You
Hmm.
don't want to sit by that person. You're going to go sit somewhere else or even get off the bus, worst case scenario. Don't be that person on the bus, you know? Because if you see that
Exercise.
person again, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that person was kinda, you know, whatever."
I don't
You're
know
gonna
about that
remember that.
analogy. I don't know about
I
that
don't know, you're
analogy.
gonna remember that, like, if that person comes into chat again, you're gonna remember that first experience,
I
and
don't know
it's
that.
just kinda
Well,
it's a
I think
far-fetched
it's a
analogy,
little
but
a little different. I think, but
I don't know, it's kinda just
the point still stands. I think.
all defense mechanisms, at least how I view it. I used to take a lot of buses, okay? I met a lot of weird
No,
people.
no, yeah, I understand. I mean, it's like I go to the gym and sometimes you'll uh point out the regulars, or pick out the regulars mentally who are like who smell, who just smell absolute terrible. Because like, despite what you might think, a lot of people at the gym actually don't smell that bad because they practice good hygiene.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
They put on deodorant before and after. They take a shower. They make sure to wear a fresh, clean, like set of clothing. But
Mhm.
every so often, you'll encounter a person where they don't that doesn't seem to apply to them. They just don't care. They'll just like you know
Well,
you'll
they
just see like there's like a force field around them of like when
well
they're walking through like a crowd, you can just see like a little bubble forming around them, like as they're going through the crowd. And then like they wonder, it's like, why is no one?
Tam is
Well, I
an
think it's
empath.
subject.
He can see their auras.
I can see their auras. I can see your stink aura from like from far away. So I'm just like, oh, ew, god.
It's all
No.
revealed now.
Yeah. Um,
Um, well, it's either like they don't care or they don't realize that they,
they don't
you know.
realize. It's usually they don't realize. If you just tell them, because a lot of these people might be like, they might not have like the social awareness to be able to for whatever reasons.
Mhm.
Um, but sometimes you just have to tell them, and then they'll come back a week later and they'll like look like a totally different person. You'll be like, hell yeah! I remember reading a story. It was like this guy who owned a mom and pop like a comic book store, and they had this regular who was really nice, incredibly nice. He would stay there for like a while every day, just like talking with, being friendly, engaging with people. But the biggest problem with him was that he smelled like shit. and he would always wear like the same like disheveled hair, the same like sweaty band T-shirt, same like
Mhm.
crusty jeans and everything. Just walk in, and it got to the point where it's like the shop owner was like beginning to just nudge them towards the like, wow, that shirt has seen better days, huh? And then like the person would just laugh it off. And it's like yeah. Until one day the dude was like, hey, look, I might try. I don't want to like personally offend you or anything, but we've been getting like lots of complaints, including internally, that like you just reek. You just smell so bad. So I think that's something you can work on. And the person was like, okay. Then a week later, they come back, cut hair, new clothing. They looked fucking great, smelled great. They took steps to personally improve their life, and now that person is happily married, and living the best life imaginable. I guess.
Yeah.
Like
And
it's like it's incredibly wholesome. It's a story because like it was a topic. It was a post from a topic I was reading about smelly Super Smash Brothers players.
as you do.
As you do. Well, that was another thing, was that like Smash players, competitive Smash players are like, there's a stereotype where they like really smell, and I can actually say that I've like personally engaged with this before, like when I go to like events like Magfest or something, and then there's like a Smash area, and then you walk in, and then someone just like passes you by, and you're just like, oh god.
What?
Like, someone just needs to tell them, because
I just I wasn't expecting this, but to go back, I think telling someone something that they might not be aware of is a really good strategy as well.
yeah.
Because like a lot of I think a lot of situations can be further avoided. Because I think we've all had that conflict with a viewer or whatever, or someone in chat, or even you as a viewer,
Yeah.
um, and interacting with someone else. Like, if you don't like, this person just might not be aware that they're being rude, that they're
Yeah.
being like,
They're not being an
whatever.
asshole on purpose.
No, of course not.
No.
But if you let them know that it either makes you uncomfortable or annoys you or annoys someone else or whatever, they
Hmm.
might stop. If
Yeah.
they don't stop, then you take further actions. Because I had to do this recently, where there was a viewer that, obviously I'm never gonna name them, uh, but they kept like acting a certain way in chat, and I finally like I told them, please stop.
Here's the
It's
worst thing. Here's the worst thing you can do if a streamer tells you this, okay? If it doesn't even have to be a streamer. If like another person tells you, "Hey, can you stop doing that?" If your response is, "Relax, it's just a joke."
oh
Fucking leave.
yeah, get out,
Okay?
please.
Like that's
Like, don't ever respond that way.
Here's the thing, is that ironic rudeness to strangers is just normal rudeness.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to repeat myself. Ironic rudeness towards strangers is just normal rudeness. Okay?
Yeah. And I think what viewers need to realize sometimes with streamers, like interacting with streamers, it might seem like you really know us. And I'm not saying that you don't
It's a
know, like, oh, I
parasocial relationship.
exactly.
Yeah.
The parasocial relationship. If you don't know about this, please search it up. It is actually a really good topic to learn about, especially if you're very like savvy on Twitch and everything. Like, you spend a lot of time interacting with streamers. But like, I've had to tell people recently, well, not recently, like over my streaming career, that they don't know my boundaries. I
Yep.
don't know your boundaries. I'm not
Yep.
going to overstep them, and you shouldn't overstep mine. I've had to tell people to back off a little bit because, like, I personally have the issue that, um, like Karada and I, we jokingly fight a lot. We say a lot of like mean things to each other. Not really, but we joke a lot.
Hmm.
We're not always like this, though. This is kind of like how we act on stream.
And that doesn't mean you can act that way towards
Right,
either of them,
exactly. That
because
is not how you should treat either of us outside of stream, inside of stream, because we know each other's boundaries. We know what not to push.
Mhm.
You don't know those
Yeah.
boundaries. We've had to say time and time again, like, you do not call, like, like, some people are calling me, like, wench for a little bit because, like, Karada calls me that, and, like, I have to reiterate, please don't call me that.
Yeah.
It's funny when Karada does it because I know he's joking. I don't know if you're joking. I
And
can assume.
even if you are joking, like hearing it coming from a stranger that you don't know on the
Exactly.
internet, it hits a lot harder than when like a normal friend that you know says it a lot, you know?
Exactly. It's like Karada and I will poke at each other and everything, but please don't go poke at Karada and please don't poke at me. Like,
And
you
that
see
goes
how
with
we
yeah.
like, that goes with any streamer. It's
Hmm.
like, if you see a streamer interacting away with someone, please don't assume that's how they like everybody to act with them. Like, even when it comes to other friends that I have, it's like, it just don't. It's like, again, with the parasocial relationship, it's like, I really do wanna be close with, like, well, I do wanna get to know my viewers and everything, and I wanna be able to share jokes with them and everything,
Hmm.
but please don't, like,
Yeah, please don't take the piss.
yeah, like, stop, like, go like, when I go to, like, other streams and everything, and I'm just trying to chill and just, like, have fun or whatever, please don't chase me there, or not chase me, but, like, see me there and
That's the
start, like,
worst. That's the worst.
saying jokes in chat that don't come off as jokes.
That's the worst.
Because,
That's
like,
the
I can say
absolute
from
worst.
well, I can say from personal experience, like, the entire Milk Lady thing,
Yeah.
that was the worst thing that ever came from my stream. To explain it to people quickly, I had this meme on the channel where, the word milk got banned. I didn't realize it got banned. One of my mods did it without telling me
Hmm.
because he thought it was funny. It was. It got blown out of proportion where literally anywhere I would go on Twitch, one of my viewers most likely would see me there and then start calling me Milk Lady. I like to go
Milk
into
lady.
streams sometimes, like brand new streams, and like not say that I'm a streamer. I think it's kind of douchey when people do that. That's an entirely different topic.
Oh yeah, when people are
But
like,
like,
"Hey, I stream as
I
well."
yeah, I
Yeah.
like to go into streams and not introduce myself and just see who this person is and like
Hmm.
you know just see what they're about. Um, and so when I go into a stream and people are immediately like, "Oh my god, it's Milk Lady! Look at this Milk Lady streamer!" It's like,
That's yep.
and I go.
That's the parasocial relationship to a T, and that's like what
Exactly.
celebrities go through a lot. Not saying
Exactly.
that we're celebrities, but like
We are
we
not.
are, like we do stream and we do like just go around the same like community members a lot, like to
Mhm.
different people's streams where the viewership is shared, but there's a time and a place. If you just want to say hi to me in the chat room, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. We're
Yeah,
cool. We're cool. We're chill.
exactly. But
I'm
don't
just
go in and start like saying all these things like, "Oh, when are you streaming later?" That's kind of like my
Oh, I
ultimate
hate
like,
that. I don't
do
like that
not
question.
say that in someone else's chat.
I don't like
Please
that
do
question.
not ask me when I'm streaming. That's rude to the streamer,
It's
not
different if
me.
the streamer is like sees you in a chat room. He's like, "Oh, are you streaming
Exactly.
today?" Like that's different.
Exactly. I ask that because I'm genuinely curious. But if a viewer is saying that to another streamer that's just popping into the chat, please don't say that. Or on top of that, don't say that like if someone's going live, like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave this stream to go watch that other stream." Like that. No, that's a big no
That's the
no.
fucking. That's fucking.
We're talking about like all of our biggest pet peeves, but
That's
like
so hilarious. It's like going to like your little sister's orchestra concert and then standing up and be like, "Oh, my friend's playing with his garage band. I'm gonna thanks. See ya, everyone.
yeah.
Bye." It's like, don't
Yeah.
announce it.
I know.
Just
Like,
go. Just
go.
go,
I
please.
know. Like,
Gosh.
I don't mind if you're leaving the chat to go do something or just say that you're gonna lurk.
The end
Don't
result
say
is the same. You're leaving the chat to go to someone else's stream. The only difference is now I think you're more of an asshole. Like, just leave. God damn.
yeah, like
Or
you
just, or
really
like
do
or
not
just
have
say
to
like I gotta go. Bye. And I'll be like, okay, peace. You know.
yeah,
Don't
Don't
say
have
like,
to.
oh, I'm gonna go watch this other streamer instead. It's like, wow, thank you,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. Like,
Sorry
please
that I
just
wasn't
don't.
able to be entertaining enough for you.
Exactly. Like, that's the biggest thing. It's like it makes you feel like crap. Please
Yeah.
don't announce
We're
to someone
humans. We're
you're
humans.
gonna.
Streamers are humans. We have feelings, okay?
Well, yeah, and like on top of that, like
Yeah.
it's always awkward whenever someone says like, um, "Oh, I'm gonna go watch your friend," you know? It's like, "Okay, thanks." Like, I want you to support my friend, but also, okay? Like, why? It's such a weird thing to say, and it's just kinda like, how do I feel?
Oh,
I don't
someone in
know.
chat just did the most real world version of this I've ever seen, and it like I think everyone's been through this. They said, imagine leaving your friend's house like, yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with Todd instead.
Yeah, yeah. Like, that's
That's
literally what they did.
exactly. That's literally what's going on there.
Yeah, and it's just kinda like, it's not cool.
Yeah.
It's just what.
Like I said, the end
Why?
result. Like I said, the end result is the same. You're gonna leave to watch someone else. Okay, that's fine. I do that all the time.
Yeah,
Like I'm like I do that all the time. Like it's fine. But don't
just
announce it because now the dynamic has changed.
yeah, like
It's
95% of streamers at this point have a lurk command for a reason. I like I take note of when people go to lurk, you know? I also take note of when people semi lurk, which I think is a like kind of a fun way to say like, oh, they're not actually engaging with the stream, but they're still listening, you know?
yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like I don't expect people to stay in the stream, you know? Like that's a long ass
Every
time to
single
stay.
message I see of you in the chat room is like, I assume it's gonna be the last one. I see.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's really hard for me to stay in a stream for very long. But that's
well,
just
not you
me.
specifically, but anyone.
Oh, but totally for me.
Yeah.
I struggle with staying in streams for very long. I
Oh,
open
same
up
here.
tabs, but, like
I'll go on a
yeah,
tirade of
no.
like talking with you for like a solid 5 minutes, and then my mind would just be like, woo.
Yeah. That's literally what it is.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Um,
Streamers aren't used to that.
yeah.
It's
But please just again, I cannot stress this enough. Please do not say to a streamer, "I'm gonna go watch this person do this," okay? Please.
yeah,
Like, just please, I beg of you. It's really rude. And it makes the streamer feel awkward and bad and just, you know. So
yeah.
even if you don't realize or even if you don't feel like it's a bad thing to do, just take our word for it, you know?
It's called empathy, ladies and gentlemen. Okay,
Yeah.
it's called
You
empathy.
don't need a
It's
whole lot
harder
of it
for
to
yeah.
kinda understand that either. So there you go. Anyway,
So that's that topic in a nutshell. I think
that's our rant.
we like it stemmed off of me talking about my week, and then like why I wasn't streaming Monster Hunter a lot. And then
Oh my
I was just like, and then you brought up a good point, so I was just like, okay, we're just gonna make this a topic.
yeah,
So
whoops.
that was impromptu.
So
No, no,
yeah,
no, no, it's
Monster.
fine. That's content. That's content. Driving content right here, impromptu, and it's from the heart. Was that cathartic for you? It was cathartic for me. I was like,
It's pretty
it
nice.
felt pretty good.
So,
It got like off my chest.
how's the rest of your week going? We're like an hour and a half in, and we haven't even finished talking
Well,
about
no,
your
that's fine.
week.
That's fine. I mean, a lot of the rest of the podcast is gonna be a lot of E3 talk.
Mhm.
But no, 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 no. My week has been good. You know, haven't been a lot of Rise, but a lot of Final Fantasy 14, a lot of Final Fantasy 9, and that's it. I'm probably gonna do
Nice.
more Final Fantasy 14 tonight, if we're being honest. I'm having
Ooh,
tons of fun. People are joining in for dungeons and stuff. It's fun. It's great, and
nice.
a lot of people have been jumping in on Final Fantasy 14. A lot of people,
Oh, yeah.
including a lot of
I
Monster Hunter.
see.
Like, one of our mutual streamer friends is has been jumping into Final Fantasy 14, and she's been loving it.
Yeah,
And like, actually, like a few of them have.
this
It's
was
a lot.
actually asked the other day. I was just chilling in a call and like they did ask like, "Oh, is Tam and this person like are they co-streaming or something? Because they're both streaming the same game and everything." And like I took a look, I was like, "No, they're just streaming.
No, we're just streaming the game. You know.
They're just both streaming the same game. Cool."
Yeah.
So no, yeah, it's really cool to see people returning to that game and everything.
There's been this
Um,
trend of like a lot of big World of Warcraft streamers going to Final Fantasy 14 as well. Like
Really?
everyone always saw like because the term WoW killer isn't new. Because World of Warcraft has been around for like, oh gosh, it's almost like 2 decades at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, World of
Yeah.
Warcraft is old.
Yeah, thinking
Um,
about that, it's like,
but
dang.
the term WoW killer has always existed, where it's like a new MMO comes out, and then people are like, "Is this the new WoW killer? Is this the?" Usually it wasn't. Usually it wasn't anywhere close.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy
Dang.
14 has been a topic of conversation as a WoW killer for years now, and I think it's finally gotten to the point where Final Fantasy
It
14 has just like started edging it out and probably just like blasting past it at this point
yeah,
in
it's
terms of
actually good now.
subscriber count, in terms of general attitude towards the developers and how they feel for their community. I don't know if you saw any clips of that fan festival that Final Fantasy 14 had, but the composer for the game, what's his name? I feel really bad that I can't. Soken. What's his
So
full name? Masayoshi Soken. Yes, he is the composer for Final Fantasy 14, all the music. He
okay.
was actually diagnosed with cancer during the development of Endwalker, and he on his own free will finished the composition for the Endwalker theme from his hospital bed. So if you
Oh,
watch the Endwalker trailer and you listen to the music, that was composed from his hospital bed
damn.
while he was being diagnosed with cancer. It's crazy. And
Uh,
the best thing is they never worked overtime. They never worked overtime. Like 35 to 40 hour work weeks. Never were like crunched or pressured. In fact, they were forced to take their vacation days, I think. Um,
hmm.
it's a really good work environment, and the product really shows, and it shows in the way they communicate with their community. Meanwhile, it seems like Activision Blizzard knows what's best for the community, even though many of the times, from what I hear from my friends who play WoW, it seems like they're being ignored. It's like, yeah, I can see why a lot of these WoW streamers are wanting to, check out what Final Fantasy 14 is all about.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, for good reasons. So, yeah, no, good for them.
yeah, it's
Um,
it's incredible. Um,
no, yeah, I've seen so many people transitioning over to Final Fantasy lately, and I was like,
hmm
wow, suddenly one day everybody was streaming games that I actually knew, and now everybody's streaming Final Fantasy, and I don't know what's happening. Help.
hmm yeah, and it helps that the free trial has a lot of meat to it as well.
Oh, what exactly does it have,
I'm not.
Cam?
I'm done with that meme. It's like that's overdone now. It's overdone now.
You've only said it like once in my chat, and already you're like, I hate it. I'm not doing it ever again.
Yeah, people who know, if you know, you know, you know.
You know.
But I
Yeah.
mean, it's a
We're
good.
not.
You get a good value for that free trial, and
Mhm.
that the good value is it's literally free,
Yeah.
and you get a
Right?
lot of content.
Yeah.
And usually once you like, if you reach the point where you have to start subscribing, where you have to start doing the monthly payments, like you're in at that point. If you've made it all the way through Heavensward story and have like fully kitted level 60 characters, like yeah, you're in. You're in. It's pay up, Buckaroo. Okay,
Yeah.
pay up. Pasa la feria away. Okay, like it's time to.
I don't know. I played it once. I think it was just more of like I like going into games blind. I don't like being carried by people.
hmm
I don't like being told how to play the game.
mm.
And I think that's like a general
Maybe a
understanding.
game you want to play off stream then.
Yeah, cuz like I when I first played it, I was playing with some friends and they were already like really high up there and have put a shit ton of hours into the game.
hmm
And it's just kind of like I don't know what I'm doing, but they're like blindly leading me through, trying to rush me through so I could like catch up to them a little bit.
hmm
And it's just kind of like I don't know what the story is. I don't know what's happening. I like I feel like I have to rush and I feel like that's the game that you really should not rush on.
Yeah.
So
It,
it's
it,
kind of
it
like
yeah.
yeah, I did not have a good time because I was just like I was rushing. I don't know what was happening. I don't remember a lot from it at this point. It was like half a year ago or something, and yeah.
Phenomenal story as well. It's just phenomenal story. The music is probably one of the best video game soundtracks in the history of video game soundtracks.
Dang.
It's really good. If you want, I can link you like some songs from Final Fantasy 14, and you can just listen to them and then just cream your pants. It is phenomenal.
I don't think I'm gonna do that, but
It's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah, you can send it to me. I also like seeing Karada in the chat saying, "Please, Tam, please send."
I'll send it in the Farcasters chat. Karada wants to listen as well. But I mean, I'm not here to convince you to play FF14, but I'm just saying if you do want to, I'm here. I'm here, and I'm here. I'm there. I'll be anywhere.
I'm ready. I'll be here to help you.
Yeah, just join the Primal data center.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. All right. You want to talk about E3?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to talk about E3? Okay, let's talk about E3. So hold on. Let me change the topic here.
Yeah. So that was a thing that happened over the
E3. Oh,
E3.
there it is. E3.
Oh my god.
So last week we talked about some Summer Game Fest stuff, and most of that was just Elden Ring stuff. We talked about what else? I think Ubisoft was happening at the same time, so we were kind of getting like live updates from the chat.
Yeah, we were getting live updates.
Yeah, just to briefly touch upon those. Let me see.
We talked a little bit about like Assassin's Creed, I believe, because they announced like that they're gonna be actually working on Valhalla like, beyond a year. Because Ubisoft has been famous for releasing an Assassin's Creed
annually
and then moving on immediately to the next game.
Yeah, they don't give their devs much breathing room. It really I wouldn't be surprised if those devs were pushed really hard, and that's why those games ended up in such a buggy state.
Oh, totally.
That's a year. That's 12 months to work on like a big sprawling open world game.
Yeah, it's really mind blowing because especially with the Odyssey, like I still go back to that game and like I still have so much to do. I still haven't 100%ed it.
But here's what they had. They had Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, which seems to be a new Avatar game. I don't know if it's a continuation of the previous Avatar game that was released years ago on the Wii and PS3 and 360.
I remember seeing the chat being flooded with blue people.
Blue people, sexy blue people game. Yeah, it's like that. It was weird because like in that game, the previous game, you played as like a human and like a Navi. Like it was first person, so I was like, well, I feel like first person kind of kills the appeal because I want to see my blue person.
Yeah,
I want to see my blue person. I want to see like a third person game. I don't know. If it was up to me, every first person shooter would just be a third person game.
And I think also, right before we went live, Gearbox had their showcase.
Oh yeah, Gearbox had theirs. We touched upon that as well with like the Borderlands stuff.
We talked a little bit, about Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Super excited for that. I think I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, my only experience with Borderlands has been playing with my college roommates Borderlands 2 via local area network, and that was about it. We were just high and playing Borderlands and laughing at all the shitty jokes.
That's the
thing. It's like Borderlands seems to me like it dates itself really hard based on like the memes that they decide to put into the Borderlands games.
A little bit.
They date themselves really hard.
Well, they're dated, but at the same time, the characters are so cringy regardless that it kind of works anyway because you could see those characters making those jokes still today.
Yeah, a lot of it isn't a bad thing. There are a few jokes that like just totally miss. Especially with Borderlands 3, I think like a lot of that humor was kind of eh.
We'll move on from Borderlands 3.
Yeah, we do not need doesn't seem to be a popular one. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope was also
bring that up. That was announced.
Yeah, that one was actually leaked beforehand.
Was it really?
It was leaked, and then Nintendo was like, "Fuck it, here's the trailer," and then Ubisoft announced it. So it was like, it was leaked, and then Nintendo was like, "Oh, fuck this." Then they uploaded it, and then
Go all in.
yeah, then Ubisoft officially announced it. But I heard the first game's phenomenal from everyone I know who's played it. I'm not really into those types of tactical RPGs like XCOM or Fire Emblem, stuff like that. I like Final Fantasy Tactics, but I feel like that was different because it was Final Fantasy. But yeah, that's great. That's fucking great because the first game sold really well, and the fucking Rabid Rosalina, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, she looks like such a bitch, and I love it. Like
Yeah. If you've ever wanted to see a rabbit with like
bold.
resting bitch face,
Yeah,
she's like, okay,
I
fine,
know. She's
fine.
like,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's great. Oh god, that
Yeah,
lots of charm in that game. The only bad thing is that the cursed rabid Luma.
yeah.
It's like, oh my god, no.
So weird.
Is that gonna be like the new minions? Are kids
Yeah,
gonna be clamoring for like their rabid Lumas? I don't know. Cause like minions
I
are
know.
something that like I never saw the appeal behind, but they're so mega popular. I feel like the rabid Luma is gonna fulfill
No,
that.
my sister was super into the Minions, but she's actually older than me, so I
That
don't
is weird.
know.
That's a little weird. That's
It is. Like, I don't know. I don't know. She was really into them though.
they're targeted for
She,
children,
yeah,
but
but she's also got like that childlike, oh, I
that's
like
fine.
these cute
That's
things, you know.
fair. That's fair. Yeah,
So,
that's fair.
okay, so Far
Far
Cry
Cry,
6.
Far Cry 6. I've never really played a Far Cry game.
Me neither.
But I know the main showcase of Far Cry games are usually the villains.
Mm.
And for Far Cry 6, they got who'd they get? What's his name again? Giancarlo Esposito. Yeah, he was on Breaking Bad, I think.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And I find it funny that Ubisoft was like, "Oh yeah, Far Cry 6 isn't a political game." Meanwhile, Mr. Esposito is like directly comparing his character to Fidel Castro and Hitler. That's the thing,
Okay.
is that like, okay, it's okay to make your game political, okay? Just don't coward out of it and say, "Oh no, our game's not political." Like it is. You're saying something.
Clearly,
You're trying to say something with this game.
full send or don't at all.
Yeah. Like it's okay to say it. I know they're trying to like they're trying to they don't want to like alienate a certain part of their player base. Where it's like, oh, I don't like political games. They want to appeal to like everyone. But like when you wear it on your sleeve, when you have a game like Far Cry 6, which is so politically charged, with a villain who seems to be a fictitious analog to Fidel Castro, it's like, just say it. Just say you're
Yeah.
being political. It's okay. That's the
Yeah.
thing. The reason why people are pissed is not because it is political, but because you won't admit that it is.
Well, that was kind of even the same thing with like Battlefield 5, wasn't it?
Yeah, exact same thing. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's like the
And
main.
also with like the newest Call of Duty Cold War,
Yeah.
where you literally have Ronald Reagan, and you're like, no, this game isn't political, guys. This game isn't political. Meanwhile, it's named Call of Duty Cold War, a period in United States history where the tension between Russia, the Soviet Union, and the United States couldn't be any more hot. Like, no, our game's not political, guys.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't read too much into it.
We're
just
not trying to
really
say anything, guys. We're
Yeah.
just, we're just making a
taking
video game about this politically charged period in American history. It's like, oh,
and
so sick of
centering it on that, that country and
yeah, exactly. Then they like morph the games to fit different countries. It's like, no,
yeah, no, just come
just
on,
admit
guys.
it, please. It's okay
fine.
if you do. Like that's the bottom line here. Is that it's okay if your game is political. Just say that it is political. Just don't
Yeah.
pussy out and say like, no, this is. We're not trying to say anything, guys. It's just a fun shooty game, you know?
Yeah.
No, no.
But all right. With that, we also have Just Dance 2022 coming out.
That's another Just Dance 2022. It's probably gonna come out on the original Wii again. Which there's a good reason why though. You laugh, but there's a good reason why. It's because a lot of hospitals and elderly care centers still have Wii's, and
Do they?
they yep, yeah. like regular Wii's, because that's like they can still use them, they can afford them, they're cheap, so it doesn't cut into their budget too much. And
Oh,
they like the Just Dance games, so that's why Ubisoft still continues to release the Just Dance games on the original Wii. Like, it's
that's
easy to
actually
laugh
really
at it, but
cool.
like it makes sense, you know. So it's
Yeah,
good.
that's
It's
actually
good.
really cool.
It's
I
good.
like that.
I don't know if Just Dance
Very fun.
2022 is coming out on the Wii. Let me actually let's see here.
I have
PlayStation
no idea.
5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, PlayStation 4. Okay, so it
Yes.
doesn't look like it's on the Wii. I know 2021 came out on the Wii though, because I remember the reason why I brought it up is because this became a topic of conversation last year, I believe, where people were like, "Why is it coming out on the Wii?" And then people were like, "Well, you know, because these care centers and stuff, they still have Wii's." So, but I think a lot of those care centers are transitioning to Switches, so that's probably why.
Oh, probably.
But yeah,
If they
but
can
like,
find.
yeah, that's the reasoning. If you're ever wondering why
I actually didn't know
modern
that.
Just Dance games still come out on Wii's, yeah.
Yeah, because
So,
I had like 2020 on a I think PS4 for a bit, but
hmm
yeah. Okay, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Let's see. Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Breakpoint 20th anniversary. Another one of those games where it was just like totally not politically charged. If you have Tom Clancy attached to your game's name, I feel like there's like a baseline of politicalness to it
Well,
already,
yeah, only
because he
so
really
much you
likes
can.
his military shooters and stuff. But and
Yeah.
then Rainbow Six Siege, Riders Republic, which is a strange little game. It's like a what is it? It's like I'm looking it up right now. I'm watching it right now.
We're like probably
It's
looking
kind
at
of
the
like
same.
yeah, it's like a Trials game.
It
If you've ever
looks
played
like a
those,
child. It
yeah,
looks more colorful-ish.
much more colorful. It looks like it actually looks like a lot of fun. And it's like Tony Hawk, but like for wingsuits and surfboarding or
Yeah.
snowboarding, all kinds of things.
It
So,
kind of reminds me of like I played a little bit of Ubisoft's Steep.
hmm oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
which on the box it's like, oh, conquer the mountain, with your skiing and snowboarding. Cool.
hmm
You have a jetpack. You
Yeah.
have rocket wings.
my ski
Why?
jet. Yeah.
Who knows? You just do. And you also have a fucking like toboggan that you can just casually ride down the mountain with. It's
hmm
absolute shit, but it's kind of fun to watch you wipe out.
Yeah.
So,
Next up, Rocksmith Plus, which is I know about Rocksmith. I've seen lots of Rocksmith streams before. That game it's not even like really a game. It's more like a
oh, it's
learning
also
tool.
mobile.
It's also on mobile. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. They're coming out with like a new Rocksmith Plus like app where it
Yeah,
uses
it's
your
gonna be.
mic to determine your guitar your guitar playing. It's
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
The biggest change I think is that Rocksmith Plus is going to be like a subscription service rather than just like a game you purchase, which is
Mm.
we'll see where that goes. But I mean, anyone who's interested in Rocksmith, there you go. Whether or not they're liking it, I don't know. I'm not in the Rocksmith sphere, but there's that. And then Rainbow Six Extraction, it seems like it's like a more alien based Rainbow Six ish from the thumbnail I'm seeing. I don't know.
Again, it's really obvious of like what games we don't play.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the Tom Clancy series in general. Like I the original Splinter Cell on Xbox. I did play that with my
I
friend, and
just
that was a lot of fun. But
I don't know. All these games kind of just like flew over my head in my
yeah.
childhood. I was just like never really. I grew up on Nintendo, so
hmm
I
Next
don't
up
know.
was Devolver Digital, which always has a really entertaining show, and this year was no different. They had like the brilliant skit about NFTs and how they're like actually just useless and a scam. And they sold okay, so they sold a VHS tape of their conference, only one, and someone bought it like the minute it was put on sale.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like it was like I don't even know how much it was because it was just like I went to the site and it was like sold out and I was like holy shit. Um, but a lot of neat indie games. Demon Throttle is getting a physical release, which is
Ooh.
a kind of 8-bit top down shooter.
Okay.
Devolver Tumble Time, which I thought was a joke, but it's a it's like a parody of like mobile service games.
Yeah, it's gonna be released on mobile,
Yeah.
so to be announced.
In Inscription, which is like this is a game that popped up before, I believe, because I remember seeing it before, but it's like a horror card game.
Mm,
Um, really interesting there.
okay.
And then like Death's Door, Wizard with a Gun, which Wizard with a Gun looks like a bunch of VVs from Final Fantasy IX. That's immediately what I thought of. Phantom Abyss, I don't even remember what this one was. I don't
It
remember what this really was. Oh, it was like it was the roguelike like Fall Guys type of game. Where it's
what?
like you're like in randomly generated dungeons with traps, and you're trying to race against other people to get to the end.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's Phantom
I've been
Abyss.
playing a lot of Neon Abyss lately, which is like another roguelike. So
Mm,
to see like actually racing against other people though in that element, that'd be
yeah.
kind of crazy.
Trek to
Um,
Yomi, which has like big Ghost of Tsushima Kurosawa vibes. It's a 2D side
ooh,
scroller in that done in that style of like Kurosawa films.
okay.
And then Shadow Warrior 3, which is I've played through Shadow Warrior 2. Shadow Warrior is like it's basically Doom.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically Doom.
Okay.
But it's a
Cool.
lot of fun, and the maps are randomly generated a lot of the times, I believe. At least it was in Shadow Warrior 2. I don't know if it is in Shadow Warrior 3, but if you're into like really gory, hyper, hyper violence, uh, over the top first person shooters with like really big, ridiculous guns, that's definitely right up your alley there.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
let's see. We already talked about Gearbox, right?
Should we just move
Um,
on to Microsoft?
Xbox, Microsoft, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the biggest thing they announced was probably their price model for Halo Infinite, or not quite the price model, but the fact that the multiplayer for Halo Infinite is going to be free to play Halo Infinite multiplayer. At least I
Really?
think maybe only if you have Xbox Game Pass. I'm not sure, but
Probably.
holy shit, that's good. That's
Yeah.
really good. Holy shit. Like the only purchase you'd have to make is probably like the single player campaign, which if you got to buy like a single player campaign for $70, it better be really fucking good.
Oh God, that's so much.
Better be really fucking good.
It
But
better be like its whole game, basically.
yeah. And also at this point, like I can't imagine any Xbox owners not having Game Pass, because Game Pass is phenomenal value for your money. You get
Uh,
so many free games from Game Pass.
is it
Um,
kind of like a PlayStation Now, where it's
It's
just
kind
like
of
you
like
get
PlayStation Now, but like it also has a lot more backwards compatible games, and the
oh,
library is like the library seems a lot larger, and
yeah.
um yeah, Halo Infinite. I don't know, like there's a lot going on with that game. I feel like they've rotated directors like at least 5 times with that game. It's like I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I mean, this is good news for Halo Infinite. Free multiplayer. That's not a bad thing. That's not a
Yeah.
bad thing. Let's see what else is worth
Um,
talking about here.
they actually announced quite a lot. Like they have
Well, there's the Sea of Thieves thing, which I know
other.
you play Sea of Thieves quite often.
Oh yeah, I haven't played it recently. But yeah, we used to do pirate streams and everything.
Mm.
I saw the announcement for it, and I'm really curious on how they're gonna do it and everything because like they really do center it around Jack Sparrow being in the game. But it's like I wonder if like any like if this is gonna all be like all of this new content that they're showing, like the new fights and everything, is gonna be like locked behind a story, or if it's just
Mm.
kinda gonna be like, because in Sea of Thieves, like, you pick up voyages, you go on those voyages, there's not much story there.
Right,
Um,
right, yeah. There's
and then
not much to
you
do unless you have like a crew with you, right?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I never play that game solo because it's like, I don't wanna deal with everything that should be dealt with, at least with another person.
Mhm.
Um, but it's like, um I'm just curious about the new stuff that's coming out because it's like, again, if they're gonna add it in as a story, like, do you have to progress through it and then like do all of that? Like, is it all gonna be in one voyage? Is it gonna be like multiple? I don't know. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm curious about it. I'm probably gonna get it if you have to buy it, but like,
Mm-hmm.
we'll
It's
see.
a really good Johnny Depp impression.
Oh,
Really
I
good Johnny Depp impression.
oh
I
man,
think that's
yeah.
James. It's definitely not Johnny Depp doing the voice. It's probably James Arnold Taylor who did
I
the voice in Kingdom Hearts as well.
I do want to double check because it actually is like really
It's
legitimate.
really good. It's
um, okay, what else was announced? There was The Outer Worlds 2. I never played Outer Worlds, but I really wanted to.
it had a really interesting like meta trailer
Well, it
where it
had
was
like
like,
yeah, it really did try to do something new where it's like you can be good or evil.
hmm
You choose, like
and it,
you're not locked behind like what your character is supposed to be. You just be who you want to be. You want to be an absolute big bum? There you go.
mhm. The
You know?
trailer was like a lot of like lampshady, like, hey, we're not showing anything in this trailer because it's not done yet. This is the
Yeah.
part of the trailer where we pull out the shot, cue the epic music. Here's our mascot, the moon guy. It's like it was a little bit too on the nose. It was an enjoyable trailer and it was like haha making fun of like big press conference trailers and stuff, but it was like I feel like I feel like Obsidian didn't have anything to show, but Microsoft was like, gotta show them something. So like
Yeah,
a bunch of disgruntled Obsidian employees were like, all right, put together a trailer. And then for the
probably.
voiceover, they were just like, just make fun of these trailers because they suck. you know,
I think that's
it's
always like the best thing though to see like the first trailer and then be like a few years later like, "Oh, here's the actual finished like trailer and product that's going to be
hmm
releasing in like a few months." Like
yeah.
it's kind of cool to look back then.
Oh, was there anything else? Oh, Slime Rancher 2
Slime
was
Rancher
a thing.
2.
Yeah, it's a game I had never engaged with. I think you have a lot of experience with streaming this game though.
Yeah, I that was actually the game that I streamed leading up to my affiliate.
hmm
Getting affiliate and everything. So, yeah, Slime Rancher, I played a lot of the first one. I'm really I actually didn't believe at first that they were adding in a second game. Like I thought it was just going to be like they were going to finish the first game cuz like let me just explain real quick. At the end of oh, you have the trailer there. Nice.
Yeah, let me just like
I really
reconfigure
like
this
their
real quick.
trailer too. It's really fucking cute. I really like the slimes that they're gonna be adding in and everything one day, Sam.
I'm fucking this up really badly because it's like set up for YouTube.
Yeah,
Let me just go over to YouTube here.
yeah, you'll be able to find it on there. Um, oh god, now it's all really screwed up.
Keep
Um,
talking though. Keep talking.
yeah, this doesn't transfer over well to podcast.
They just.
But basically, yeah, in the first game, you follow a general story by like finding notes.
hmm
And then, like, at the end, you come upon, like, this huge gateway or portal or something, and it's kinda like it's expected that you're gonna go into the portal, but it's kinda like, "No, this is the end of the world."
Wait,
I s
really? That's like a
Yeah,
big. That's a big like. That's not what I
it's
was expecting from Slime Rancher.
I didn't either, it kinda just came out of nowhere because you transfer over to, like, this new desert world that's, like, all dangerous and everything. Because like, at night, it, like, gets
hmm
really hot and, like, there's fire slimes everywhere.
Mm.
Um But I guess, like, they just didn't wanna do anything else with that? I don't know. It's
Huh.
hard to say. There's just, like, a lot of dead ends in the world, I find. But I'm really excited to see this game. Like, it looks amazing. The new slimes are so cute. I love how they look.
It
Yeah,
kind of
you
gives
can
me like
kinda
Pikmin vibes.
yeah, you can kinda see how they look in the trailer and everything. Like, there's new bunny ones. There's, like, some really cool nighttime ones that I saw that look really neat.
hmm
Um So I'm super excited to try it out. Like it all looks really cool. Um
Was there anything else in Microsoft's content conference that really tickled our
they
fancy? There's this like Redfall game that seems to be like a co-op zombie shooter, but they didn't show any gameplay, so it's like, yeah, I don't really care.
yeah. They also announced that Among Us is getting a new update. We played a little bit of Among Us at one time, and I
I
killed
played
you.
Among Us exactly one time.
Yeah.
One time.
I I don't know what it was, but, like, your attitude towards the game was just so disinterested, but then, like, I when I killed you on stream, I just started giggling like a maniac. I don't know why. It was just so
Oh yeah,
funny.
you should have seen what I was doing. I was just like, what the fuck? I was like standing there like trying to figure out this card swiper for like
I
10
know.
minutes.
Well, we were playing on this stupid new map where it's like every door you have to do a card swipe, and it's like, why did
Yeah.
they take the worst feature from all of the previous Among Us maps and put it
Mhm.
into like a fundamental thing
Yeah.
in this one, you know? So
There's the obligatory Among Us reference in a gaming
yeah,
podcast. Okay, there you
I feel
go.
like
You only get one. Sussy.
yeah,
When the bosser is sus. There we go. I said it.
yes,
I did the quota.
we're
All right.
we feel
Next
gross.
up, Square Enix did a thing, or should I say the Marvel conference, because didn't feel like a lot of Square Enix games. It felt like a lot of Marvel stuff. They what
Yeah, this is your
I
area.
mean there was a Guardians of the Galaxy, which hold on.
Mm,
Oh, let me look that up real quick. Uh, put that
um,
up. There we go.
yeah, I heard about Square Enix's conference and just kind of
Yeah.
like disappointment.
And there was a leak already, and we actually discussed the leak before about like, hey, a Guardians of the Galaxy game might be like fun, like in a video game. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, watching the footage, it's like, but you only play as Star Lord.
I know. It's just like I
um, it's like you talk to little Timmy. It's like, hey Timmy, who are you excited to play as in a Guardian of the Galaxy game? Star Lord. That's right. Yeah,
yeah,
Star Lord.
even if they say like, "Oh, I'd like to play as like a Gamora."
Star
No,
Lord.
you said Star-Lord?
Star Lord? You said Star Lord? Yeah, play as Star Lord.
Yeah.
Strange decision. I'm wondering if it's because of time constraints. I really
Maybe.
do, because this game's coming out in October. It's pretty soon.
Yeah,
Um,
that's gonna creep up real quick.
yeah, and it does that same thing where it's like that the other Avengers game does, which I don't really even want to talk about it because it's like,
It happened. That's all we need to know.
hmm but like it suffers the same thing where it's like all the characters look like stunt doubles of the characters in the
Ooh,
movies. It's like the thing is there. Do you remember Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch that came out like
the
two
one that
years
was
ago?
really badly.
The one at what?
Was that the one that was received really badly, or was
I
that
don't
on
think it was
PC?
received particularly badly.
I
Marvel
think
Ultimate
there was
Alliance 3 on the Switch. It was like
oh, wait, was
it's like
kind
this
of
top down dungeon crawler type game.
yeah, it was kind of almost like a hack and slash, but also
Yeah,
kinda had
it's a
aspect
like a beat 'em up. Yeah,
yeah,
with
yeah,
some
yeah,
RPG elements, but
yeah.
the art style in that game, that's what I look for when when I'm looking for comic book games. It's
Yeah.
like I hate when they try to just mimic the style of like the live action movies.
When they just try to, like, port the movie.
Yeah, basically, or like all the characters look like off-brand
It is
versions of them. It's like like just go like full comic booky style. I
I
love
know,
it.
it's kinda lazy otherwise.
Yeah.
It's like even when, it was just kinda weird with Monster Hunter World when, like,
hmm
we got that movie crossover and everything, and we had to play as what's her face. It was just kinda weird to see her in a
Oh, Mila
game.
Jovovich. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was kinda
Hilarious.
weird.
That was hilarious.
It was just kinda like, ugh.
Oh no,
I don't
I got a
know.
good kick out. I got a good kick out of that.
Oh god. That's
um, man, that is something else entire. Oh my gosh, I wonder if they'd ever do something like that again.
I don't know, I don't think I want them to.
Play as a real person in real life. But yeah, besides the Guardians of the Galaxy thing, there was also this announcement which really piqued my interest. It's Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Pixel Remaster.
What?
They didn't show much. In fact, I'd say they didn't show anything other than just announcing that like, hey, we're doing this.
I
Um,
mean, I'll pick it up.
it's so it's not all 6 games in one package, which is what the trailer might make you believe.
Oh, that's what I thought it was.
No, it's not. It's each one's individually sold.
Oh,
Which
come
which I mean that makes sense. That
But
makes
at the same
sense.
time, that's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I mean, like the only ones in that collection that I'm really interested in playing are like 4 and 6. I played 4 a lot. I love 4, but like I really want to see what these pixel remasters look like because 6 has been ported to mobile before, and the characters look like what I can only describe as rainbow vomit. Just really muddy looking sprites. It was awful. They looked awful.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see, and I think there was actually a comparison image on Twitter of like the new sprites, and they're literally like the old sprites, but like the pixel count is like slightly higher.
Gotcha.
But I don't know, I'm like on my Final Fantasy kick right now, so I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you're happy to see this. I've never played a Final Fantasy game, so I don't know. Maybe I'll try to pick it up.
So something that I'm like, here's another one that was announced a while ago. I think 2 years ago. Babylon's Fall, which is a like a Platinum developed game. Platinum
Ooh,
Games developed
I'm
it.
already interested.
So that's the thing. Is so was I, but what's weird is that the trailer we got this time around is like a different game.
Really?
It's weird. Okay, so let me explain. So like they changed the art style of it. It looks like the art style is so weird now. It's like you're watching a gameplay video on YouTube at like 480p. That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
I don't like the change in art style that they decided to do with that. But more importantly, it seems like they've shifted focus of the game from like a single player character action game like Astral Chain, and they've shifted it to like a live service game. Now, from what I've been hearing, and I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but it would certainly make sense. At the time Babylon's Fall was originally being developed, Monster Hunter World was huge. And also around that time, Nier Automata was also being published by Square Enix and being developed by Platinum Games, and that took off spectacularly.
Yep.
So here you have Babylon's Fall and this team of Platinum Games developers making Babylon's Fall, and apparently Square Enix was like, Monster Hunter Nier.
Like,
the thing is, it's hard for me to find an identity with this game right now. Watching this trailer right now, it's like I'm watching it for the first time because I literally couldn't remember a single thing I watched from it. This game looks like in the first trailer you had like, you know, amazing aerial rave combos and all sorts of like really high octane action, and then you watch this trailer and it's like it looks like any other live service multiplayer action game. It looks like God's Fall. Like, remember that game that came out on PlayStation 5?
Oh, true.
Like, this feels like a different game now.
It looks cool, but
so okay, so that what's playing right now is the trailer that was originally well, that is the trailer that played at E3. I'm about to play for you the original trailer.
Okay.
For Babylon's Fall. And tell me if you can spot a difference in how the games look.
All right.
So this one is the original trailer here. This one was only like a minute and a half long, and it played
Sorry for the podcast listeners, by the way. We'll be back.
Oh yeah, well you can just describe what you're seeing. So it's like, let me skip through it a little bit when we can get to gameplay. So art style is a lot different, and it looks more single player focused. That's true. The combat looks a lot more involved. Like, you have like a little parry state there. You have like launchers and aerial raves. A lot more like, it looks really Astral Chainy.
Yeah, I like it.
A marked difference from this and what we got at E3 this year. It's definitely represents a shift in focus of the development team of what they were trying to, like, look at that.
Yeah.
Like all kinds of like sweet character action maneuvers that isn't present in the new one, in the new trailer.
Yeah, someone
Um,
said it looks like Code Vein, which I can actually really agree with. Um, it definitely has those vibes and everything of just like trying to play on a lot. I don't know.
it seemed like they
Mhm.
definitely had a vision, and they were told take it elsewhere.
Well, just like improve it, but they didn't really know how to improve it.
Yeah, I feel like it lost its original vision. I don't know. We'll see when it comes out, but like my interest for that game has definitely dipped quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then here's the the meme of this E3 was Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. I don't know
Oh,
if you've seen the memes about this game. Have you?
no,
Oh,
I
you
don't
haven't.
know.
Okay, so it's being developed by Team Ninja, who is responsible for like the Neo games and
Yes.
Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive, those
Yeah.
games. Um, it's a game taking place in the world of Final Fantasy One,
Interesting.
and you don't have much of an objective other than just kill chaos.
Cool.
Kill chaos. That's all the character is saying in this trailer. I gotta kill chaos. Look at generic dude, bro, man. I want to kill chaos. You can't hear the audio right now, but I can guarantee you every time he opens his mouth in this trailer, he's saying something about killing chaos. Um, for anyone who doesn't know, it's loosely following the story of Final Fantasy One, where the main villain becomes the representation of chaos, thus becoming chaos, and this guy wants to kill chaos, I guess.
That's so
And he makes it really known that he really wants to kill chaos. Um, there was a this trailer came out. People didn't really like it. It wasn't really vibing with people, mainly because like you look at this character, you see like a guy who just like walked out of H&M with a new shirt
yeah.
or something. It's really weird, really bizarre way to announce your game. Didn't really look that appealing. The
I don't
choice
know
of
exactly.
dialogue was weird and awkward. The
I'm
character
just like I'm
designs in
looking at
general.
the colors and it's just like they're very saturated and then get
Uh,
randomly very like the reds very like they really pop.
I think an apt comparison that people were
But
making was like this looked like an early aughts like PS3 game, like in the way it's presented and the way the
yeah,
action is
I
flowing and stuff.
yeah, I can totally see that.
So it's like okay, well the trailer's bad, right? No, people don't like the trailer. Maybe we can play the demo. Oh wait, the demo was corrupted.
Was it?
Yeah, the demo had corrupted
No.
files in it. You couldn't load it up, and you couldn't play it until 2 days later when
Oh,
they
that's
fixed it.
a bad look.
So it's like, man, this game has like playing all the wrong cards right now.
Like, I don't think people realize that, like, 2 days, that, like, makes all the difference in a game's development and, like, a game's, like, impression. Because
Yeah,
like, what people don't seem to realize is
it's
even
like
if
two
you're the
days for people to dunk on this game.
oh, yeah, like, if y like, already people are like, "I don't wanna play this game ever." It like, I it takes them 2 days, like, that's bad.
Yeah.
Oof. So
Um.
that sucks.
So okay, so now the demo is available on PS5. So what do people think? It plays like Neo, which isn't a bad thing. It's not a
No.
bad thing. It actually has some pretty good mechanics. Like on its own, without like the trailer and all the buzz about like the weird launch of the demo, the game's like okay. The party members are borderline useless to the point where they probably shouldn't even be there.
Cool.
Uh, the gameplay is like tight, but the environments are like very drab and boring, and also like weirdly rendered. Like
Hmm.
in one of the cutscenes in the trailer, I don't know if you can see it too well, but like
They're
the
usually
backgrounds are just like
present.
really muddy. Textures look
Yeah,
really uh
weird.
low res and undone. I mean, like obviously the game hasn't come out yet, but like if you're gonna showcase it, you want it to look good,
Yeah.
and that's not what people saw. But I
It
don't know. There's still plenty of time. There's plenty of time for them to improve upon it, and I like the ideas. Like I like the way they're implementing their spell casting, where if you channel the spell longer, it becomes more powerful. I like the job system that they have. It's just that everything around the marketing of the game has just been utter bollocks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully everything works out for them, you know?
I
I
am
haven't
hoping,
learned
yeah.
from
I
this
don't
game.
want games to be bad.
Yeah.
So,
But like, oh god, guys, tread carefully here. You're kind of,
yeah. He didn't make such a great first impression, so.
Okay.
Other stuff that
Um,
Square Enix had, Marvel Avengers, like, okay, they just, like, announced their roadmap for the
yeah.
few people who are still playing that. I don't know, if you enjoy it, that's fine, but, like, oh, man, everything about that game was just, like, really muddy from the start.
Mhm.
And then, some more mobile announcements, and Life is Strange Remastered Collection, which is,
Sure.
I was never into the Life is Strange games. Have you played them?
I haven't, but I feel like I need to.
Hmm,
From like how much people say that they absolutely like love this game and everything.
yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't say it's a crime to not play it, but like I feel like I need to at least experience it once, you know?
It's got a charming got a charming premise, I'd say.
Well, I just feel like I think like someone explained it to me that like if you play the game, like the story's gonna rip your heart out,
Mm.
stomp on it a few times, and then put it back in, you know? At least put it back in for you, you know? So
Yeah, at least it has the courtesy to do that. No.
yeah, yeah. So
Um.
I don't know. It's just like I I wanna try it. Maybe I'll
Right.
try it eventually. Maybe I'll stream it. We'll see.
Okay. I think you'll have a lot of people happy that you're doing it because people really love this game.
Yeah,
Um.
and like I'm sure there's a good reason to. So yeah, I'll try it out.
Yeah. Right.
Um.
What else do we have? Wait, I lost my conference thingy here.
Oh. We were at Square Enix. I'm just kind of like going down the list kind of quickly because obviously there's a whole lot of games that we won't be able to cover
Yeah.
that we really shouldn't anyway.
Okay, so moving on from Square Enix, what do we have next? Let's see. There was Warner Brothers, which the only thing they talked about was like Back for Blood, which is the Left 4 Dead style game, which I'm actually interested in, but I haven't been really catching up on news with it. But I'll probably just play it when it's out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really like Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead is really fun. It's like co-op, multiplayer co-op, zombie shooter.
Okay.
Left 4 Dead was like the definitive one, and then Left 4 Dead 2 came out. It was plenty of fun. This one is kind of a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. It's not
Oh.
developed by the same company, but a lot of those ex Left 4 Dead developers is working on this game. Hence the Back 4 Blood in the title. They really want to make it known, like, yeah, this is where Left 4 Dead's going now. So
Okay.
there's
Cool.
that. There was the PC gaming show, which I'm not sure if there's anything that you want to talk about there in that regard.
Not particularly. I'm
Okay.
sure there's some really good announcements there. But yeah, I'm no, there's a lot actually. I just took a look.
Yeah.
My God.
Honestly, the only thing that really like caught my fancy was Chivalry 2.
I saw Chivalry 2. There's also Dying Light 2.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I've never played the first one. Not really
I
something
know
that something like that. I think I'm just sick of zombies.
well, I know that a lot of people are into that,
Yeah.
so, at least bring it up and everything. Like, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of zombie games, but hey, it's a thing. It's a thing that people like. So, yeah. Um, should we just like skip right over to Capcom maybe?
Should we? That's probably like the main squeeze that people want to hear us talk about, huh?
Yeah. Will
Yeah,
be at least.
Capcom. Well, there isn't much to talk about Capcom. So they opened with Resident Evil Village, um, and basically said like, "Hey, due to popular fan demand, we're gonna be doing DLC for this game." Now,
Was
I
it?
don't know if they're just talking out their ass, or if they weren't planning content, or if they're planning additional content based on what people are saying. But what this tells me is that, like, yeah, you're totally gonna get your Lady D DLC. They never intended for Lady D to blow up this much. And I think
Yeah.
when it says due to fan demand, additional content is being worked on for Resident Evil Village, that tells me Okay, we see how much you guys love Lady D, so you know what? We'll make some Lady DLC, if you will.
Lady D DLC.
Lady D DLC, Lady DLC.
Lady DLC.
That's what that tells me. That's about all they revealed for Resident Evil Village, and they also talked about some of the RE-verse stuff, which is that like weird multiplayer game that they're also working on concurrently. Just multiplayer Resident Evil has never worked well. I don't know why they keep trying to do it, but
I
there
don't
you
know,
go.
dude. I've said this before. I've never really been into Resident Evil, so I'm sure this is gonna be cool, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And then they talked about Monster Hunter. Did they talk about Monster Hunter Stories 2 first?
Oh,
or
they
Rise?
yeah, they did. The 50th trailer that they've revealed for Monster Hunter Stories 2. How many trailers for Monster Hunter Stories 2 can we? How many more how many trailers? Hey, bet. How many more trailers are they gonna release for Monster Hunter Stories 2? Do you think?
Well, okay, we already know that we're gonna get a launch trailer, but I feel like we're gonna get at least 3 more.
3 more?
Like,
This is
this
is trailer number 5.
Is it?
Yes, and I feel like in the past 2 months there has been like 4 trailers.
I know. There's too many.
There's a lot. Like there comes a point where like we're both interested in this game, right?
We are. We're both gonna try it out at some point. I'm gonna try the demo. That's coming out in a few days.
Yeah, June 25th or something.
Yes,
I think
that was announced in the trailer. But can I just say, like, I think Monster Hunter Rise actually had about the same amount of trailers. But you know what's different?
They revealed stuff in those trailers.
They revealed stuff.
Yeah, this trailer is like I feel like the Stories 2 trailers have just been like various story points, and we just rearranged them in each trailer.
Yeah. It's like in Stories 2, it's like, okay, we have a unique Rathalos. Somebody's trying to capture this Rathalos. Somebody's trying to kill it. Oh no, the Rathalos is getting angry. Oh no, it's doing stuff. Oh no. And then they show some gameplay and that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like
what?
This, like I was satisfied with like 2 trailers.
Exactly. I would have been fine with that. That would have like actually kept my hype up much higher than it is now.
Yeah.
I don't need to be told over and over again, hey, this Rathalos is unique, it's friendly, it's cool, it's powerful, even though it can't fly.
And I don't want to come off as disingenuous either, because like I am looking forward to this game. I'm just sick of seeing trailers for it, and I just want the game.
Yeah.
I think at this point it's like,
yeah.
I'm tired of hearing that main theme.
Me too.
For Monster Hunter Stories 2. Every time I hear it, I'm just like,
here we go.
Here we go. Here's another Stories 2 trailer.
It's yeah, like... I just guys, come on. Like
But I mean, I'll still play the game, so
I'm gonna play the game, but it's
just...
like I think we also just get a little bit bitter about it because I feel like these characters are more meaningful than we're giving them credit for.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Kind of like, I don't know who they are. Please stop showing me characters. Like maybe there's more meaning to them from the previous game that we're just not picking up on. But guys,
yeah,
just stop.
So that was Stories 2, and oh my gosh, I'm just like, okay, so pulling up the because obviously next what we're gonna talk about is like, well, a lot of our viewers are probably most interested in Monster Hunter Rise version 3.1 trailer. Sorry, 3.1.
Kurata and I just want to explain my experience of seeing this and like kind of seeing the entire like Capcom.
Sure, yeah.
So Kurata and I were sitting in a call together. He was working at the time, so he had to be muted for most of it, but he was sharing his screen so we could watch it both. And so when Rise came up, he was muted. I was just watching it, and we saw the events and everything come up, and all that Kurata unmuted himself for a second, a very brief second, just to scream, "My pants!" and then went muted.
For the 3.1 stuff. Oh, the leather pants, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "My pants!"
Yeah, that's like the best thing, yeah.
And like I didn't hear anything from him again for like the next hour because he was just so busy. But it's like that's pretty much it. We have the shades.
He needs to be shirtless. He needs a shirtless top now. But
yeah, I'm happy that I have my shades back. Okay. That's me.
I'm looking at the like-dislike ratio of this. So this one's on the Capcom USA YouTube channel.
Mhm.
143 likes, 176 dislikes. Let me check Hunter Rise 3.1. Let me check on like the Monster Hunter page, the Monster
Yeah.
Hunter YouTube channel. Which is hilarious that it's not the first result that comes up. Actually, the like dislike is a lot more favorable on the Monster Hunter channel. It's
Hmm.
3.2k likes and then only like about 560 dislikes.
Oh, that's actually
So
yeah,
it's like
that's
yeah,
only
people are favorable in the
it's
West, which I mean,
good.
a lot of people might interpret that as like just like enabling Capcom, which
Yeah,
whatever. I don't know.
or I don't
People enjoy things, they like it. People dislike things, they dislike it.
yeah,
Then
keep
you move
going.
on. I mean, we talked about this before. It's like, well, I didn't want to really get into that topic again, but
Yeah.
um, a lot of new event quests. A lot more in depth about the collaboration stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, the first part of the collaboration came out with the newest event quest, which was like a triple bird wyvern quest,
Yeah.
where you can get like your
Did it
cat armor.
together.
Yeah.
We did it 2 days ago, on stream and everything, and funny thing is, I didn't know that there was new music for it, but, like, I think
Oh
you
yeah.
brought up that, like, in the arena there's new music, and I was like, "Really?
It was
Oh."
just for that event, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was stories
Um,
music.
yeah, so we got the Palico layered. It's only a layered, not armor.
Mhm.
And it comes in a set, so you cannot wear so you have to wear all of it,
Mhm.
which I kinda hate. I hated that in World. I really hated that you couldn't mix and match most of those armors. So, yeah, that's my take on it, but the armor still looks really cute.
Right.
Really nice.
It just occurred to me: are these event quests? Are they coming out all on the same day, or are they coming out
I really
on a
hope
week
they
by
are.
week basis?
I hope they're week on week, but I'm actually not sure.
Oh boy,
Is there, like, a schedule that you can check or something?
I don't know.
Let me search up Monster Hunter event.
Um, it's also like becoming more and more frustrating to just see microtransaction layered stuff.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
just microtransactions in general. It's like they devote so much time to showing off paid content for the game, and I'm just like, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't know.
Mhm. Well,
Um,
that it's an expectation now. It's
yeah,
kinda
it
like
is like that is the expectation. It's not going to change, and they should be doing it. If I was in charge of marketing there, I would be like, yeah, include that stuff. But it's like it's not. It's generally not content that I engage with a lot.
yeah,
Um,
it
but
does.
I'm not sure if this needed its own trailer though. The 3.1 update, and one of those event quests is a rampage quest, so it's like take it off the list. I'm sorry, but I don't know if that's worth. I don't know if that's worth the space, but like I think people expecting a new title update were just like being extremely unrealistic. I think as far as I concerned, I think we've gotten all the title updates for Rise. Next is just to wait for Monster Hunter 6 or Monster Hunter Rise Ultimate. You know?
Oh, I think we all know that ultimate version is gonna be coming out.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I don't want to make like any baseless
it
assumptions because Monster Hunter Portable Third never got an Ultimate.
that's true. Well, I think like kind of the theories are following along that it's gonna be released alongside
The
like a
PC
new
version.
Switch Pro. Well, either the PC or Switch
Switch
Pro.
Pro, yeah, that's another thing. We'll touch upon that
Yeah,
later.
we'll talk about that when we get to like more of the Nintendo side of the
Mm-hmm.
E3 conference.
Yeah.
Um, it kinda actually looks like they're gonna be releasing all of them together. I could be completely wrong and looking at, like, wrong stuff, but
It says available from June 24th.
yeah.
From June 24th.
So, maybe it will be releasing on each like, a
Which
weekly.
means they just had a trailer for their weekly event quests. Which is like, okay, weird. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like that's what because like at first I was watching this trailer and I was like, oh, all these event quests gonna be available at the same time. That's pretty cool. And now I was like, wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and how many weeks are left in June, July? Oh God, like, you know, um, yeah, it's like, yeah, I think this is a good time for a break
Yeah.
when it comes to like playing Rise.
Well,
With like, well,
again,
playing it occasionally, but like definitely not in the same with the same at the same like capacity that I was playing like a few weeks ago.
yeah. Like, I think this is just kind of the chance for us to branch out to other games, maybe,
And I
or
think that's
even
good. That's it's
branch
good.
back.
You know, I don't want to get
To
burnt out on Monster Hunter because I love Rise. I think it's phenomenal. Um, just like there comes a point where it's like,
I want to do other stuff.
yeah, just do what out. Like, hey, this Almudron quest is called Fashion Victim. There better be some beefy, cool layered sets. And then there's an Almudron Rampage quest. There's a Diablos and Tigrex quest in the arena. That looks insane.
That's
I can
terrifying.
imagine that's going to be a lot of the speedrunners trying to do that one.
Yeah. I do like the gesture of like the play possum where you just like lay down.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
and
that'll be
these ones are part of the events, and then the all the layered stuff and the
mhm.
poses and voices are all paid.
Yeah.
I'm still a little salty that you can't just change your voice whenever you want, but oh well.
Yeah, you can at least have like you can change the DLC, but it's kind of like eh.
Hmm. Then,
It's kinda it was actually funny with one of my mods. He has like a very high pitched voice for his character.
hmm.
And I was just kind of complaining. I was like, "Oh my god, can your character please stop moaning right in my ear?" And
Yeah.
then he's like, "Okay," so he changed it to like like Fugin's voice, and it's like super deep and like, "Whoa!"
Yeah. Wait. Does he have like a female character?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I
So
love
he
it.
changed it to Fugin. It was just like,
I
"Oh
love
my
it.
god."
I love it. It's especially funny when it's like you see like this like really like cute anime girl like drinking the water, and
Yeah.
it's just like, ugh.
Yeah. It's perfect.
It's always a nice surprise
I
when they're
know.
eating. I love it. I love that surprise. It's just like a wait, what?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just, like, so unexpected, but it's like, "Oh, alright."
Inversely, when you have like this giant bearded man, and he drinks, and he's just like, ah.
I'm gonna make a character that now
You should.
to
You
play
need
the
to.
Rise game.
New file. Here we go. Yeah.
Super huge, buff, maybe old guy, but, like, highest pitch voice I could find.
Mm-hmm. Um.
But alright.
Besides that, though, they also devoted a lot of time to what I believed was the main showcase item for the Capcom segment was the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Yep.
Have you played Ace Attorney much?
Uh, I did a collab for doing I think it was the first one. It was, like, Ace Attorney what was it, like, it had, like, the remaster or something, or it was, like, multiple games in one pack.
Mm-hmm.
So, we played a little bit of the first one, I think it was, I wanna
Mm.
say. I'm not
Nice.
100%, but yeah,
Gotcha.
it was fun. But
Yeah.
that's, like, basically all I've done with, Ace Attorney. We didn't finish it.
I've never played a single game. The closest I ever got into playing Ace Attorney was playing as Phoenix Wright in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's it.
There, you basically played the games.
Basically, like the game. Yeah. No.
Um,
Featuring the character Sherlock Sholmes in this game, which it's
and
hilarious because you would think Sherlock Holmes is public domain by now, but it's funny because the estate of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle actually trademarked any depictions of Sherlock Holmes where he respects women and is not an asshole.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if your depiction of Sherlock Holmes is in a positive light, can't do that.
Yeah.
So that's why they had to change the name to Sherlock Sholmes. It's so weird. Copyright and trademarks laws are just like so bizarre to the point where they were like, "Oh, you can use Sherlock Holmes, but not if it's this depiction.
Well,
Not if he's a
yeah,
nice guy. If your Sherlock Holmes is a nice guy, you can't do that."
that's even true with, like, that show Sherlock, where, Benedict
Benedict
Cumberbatch
Cumberbatch, yeah, yeah,
he's such an asshole in that game
yeah,
or
in that
show,
show, yeah. I
but,
think that's
like
specifically why they had to do that.
yeah, probably. Well,
Unless that was like that had the blessing of like the estate themselves, but
it does put a nice creative spin on it as well, where he's just, like he's a super genius, but he's super awkward, super, like, doesn't have proper social etiquette or whatever, and just
Oh
whatever.
yeah. That that Sherlock show is crazy good. Each
I
episode's like an hour long or 2 hours long. It's like
I
each
know.
episode is basically a movie.
I rewatched it this summer with my dad. It was his
Mhm.
first time seeing the show, and like we watched all of it, and like it didn't take
They
long.
do they do the way they represent like texting and stuff is like I like how this conversation has shifted from Greatest Attorney to like Sherlock, but
Look, it's a
like
good
hey, it's a really good show. It's quality show, quality broadcasting guys. It's like you check it out, Sherlock
I also
on.
want to say that you need to watch it more than once
Oh
because,
yeah, you pick things up.
well, yeah, like once you go back to watch that episode again, like don't
Mhm.
even just like, I'm not saying like watch the episode and then watch it again. Like watch the entire show and then go back and watch the show again. Like maybe give it a break, but like it's so refreshing to see these little hints throughout the episode and be like, "Oh yeah, I didn't pick up on that originally," you know?
Yeah,
Like each and every time you watch the episode, I've already seen the show like 2 or 3 times now, but it's like I still pick up on new stuff.
it's the great thing about those detective shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that's Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, guys.
Yeah.
It's featuring Sherlock show. Yeah, there's not much we can say about it because we haven't really played the games.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will pick up Great Ace Attorney.
I
Seems like
think you
a
would like it.
I don't know, maybe. I'm
It
not
has
really into like those. I don't know. I mean, if it gives me a chance to do some funny voice acting, I
I
think.
think that's like
Yeah,
literally what I was gonna say. Like
I'm hoping everyone's not voiced all the time.
they aren't.
So,
That was kind of the fun thing that we did with the collab. I was like the judge, and I was trying to do like a really gruff
you're
voice, like,
guilty.
"All right, you're guilty," you know?
Yeah, I think that's where the fun of streaming it will come from. So yeah, we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. So that was Capcom's thing. They barely had a presence at all. I don't know why
Mm,
they were even there.
I don't know. We were all so excited, and then their
Yeah.
event went for like 15 minutes at
Mhm.
tops. It was
All right.
just kind of
So
like
I think this next one will probably have much more to talk about. Nintendo's
Nintendo,
Nintendo.
famously
Um.
known as the winners of E3.
Yeah. If that's the lens that you look at E3 from, yeah, Nintendo definitely like quote unquote
That's a
saved
beat.
E3 according to a lot of people.
Mm,
Which I can definitely agree with.
yeah.
But first, to start things off, Kazuya Mishima from Tekken coming to Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yep.
Um, I always wanted a Tekken character, and I always thought it would be Heihachi, but that attitude changed after Heihachi's voice actor died. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll do Kazuya. Fun fact: well, it's not really a fun fact; it's just a fact. The voice actor for Heihachi also voiced Incineroar in Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. The Japanese voice for Incineroar.
But
Um,
yeah, so the trailer for the new character.
Kazuya.
Yeah. I I don't know. I've never played Tekken. I don't know much.
If you're unfamiliar with Tekken, this trailer probably looks like nonsense. But
It looks terrifying.
for people who are into Tekken like me, I love everything about this trailer. They fucking nailed it. All
It's
his moves are like 1-to-1 ripped from Tekken 7. It looks like
well, it's just like seeing him throw these lifeless limp
what he.
bodies
That's what they
into
do. That's what he does.
it's terrifying. I was like, no.
It
It's like
started okay. So when to give you background about why Kazuya does this, as a kid, his dad did that to him. Heihachi Mishima threw Kazuya off a cliff because he was afraid that his son had the devil gene in him, and he was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna throw you off a cliff. If you survive, then you have the devil gene. If you don't, then you're dead, but also you won't grow up to be a huge asshole devil."
cool.
Turns out he did have the devil gene, so he survived. Fast forward a bunch of years to Tekken 1, where Kazuya beats Heihachi and throws Heihachi off a cliff.
Dang.
Now, Heihachi doesn't have the devil gene, but he's just a big, burly asshole who survived it anyway. So then go off to like different stories where Heihachi will strap his family to a rocket ship and then launch them into space, have them throwing each other into lava. Tekken 7 is the latest iteration where Kazuya beats Heihachi and throws him into a lava, and it seems like it's definitive this time, but we'll see. But yeah, it is. That is the that's his thing. That's their thing. So that's like they really played it up a lot in this trailer, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
And
I
the most hilarious thing is in Tekken 1, in his ending, like it's like him throwing Heihachi off this cliff, and then like the music in the background is like some like really like upbeat like elevator music, and he just smiles at the camera and is just like,
It's so yeah. I do really like at the end of it though, where Kirby is like going to be thrown off. He's not even like unconscious or
oh,
anything.
my son
But then
Kirby.
and then like I like as soon as I saw that I was like Sakurai's not gonna let this
No,
happen.
yeah,
Where
not
what's
to his
gonna
baby.
happen? He's just
Yeah.
gonna and then I saw Kirby fly up. I was like, yeah, Sakurai, that's
It's
you being like, you're not killing my boy.
it's a great trailer, and it also
Yeah.
spawned like a ridiculous conversation, which I I don't know
Yeah.
if you knew about this, but like the Smash community is calling Kazuya a Shoto character when that really only applies to Ryu and Ken, and it's like it's this whole thing. It's like the whole conversation is just like really entertaining to
I
just sideline and talk to like just observe. But like
just
anyway,
watched the fire and the pitchforks and everything from a
yeah,
distance.
yep. Okay, so that was the Smash announcement. So moving on from that, I'll just go down the list chronologically from what happened in Nintendo. So then after that, Life is Strange, the new
Yep.
Life is Strange game, and also the collection is coming to Switch, which is pretty cool. It's good that
Yeah.
the Switch actually finally has access to those games.
I'll
The
probably pick that
Guardians
one.
of the Galaxy game is coming to the Switch as well, but as like a cloud game. So like similar to the way you could play like Resident Evil 7 on the Switch.
Okay.
So like you're not actually playing on the Switch, you're actually like streaming it.
Weird.
Yeah. Worms Rumble,
Oh yeah, I forgot that got announced.
which is I don't know if have you played the Worms games?
Nope. I've seen
Okay.
people play them, so they look really cool and fun.
Yeah. Worms
Really
is like
funny.
Worms is a riot. It's
It's more of just like amusing to see someone be like, "All right, I have this winning strategy," and then they accidentally like jump into the water or whatever.
yeah.
Kill
This one's
themselves.
like much more action based. Like it doesn't look like it operates off of turns. It seems like everyone can just move whenever
Everyone
they
just
want.
goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems
It
much more chaotic.
oh yeah, someone said Rumble is a battle royale basically. So
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
that kind of turns me off. Again, I don't it's fine, but at the same time it's like, no.
Worms is fun to mess around with, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. Continuing going down the list, Astra Ascending is getting a Switch release. Never really engaged much with the Astria series, but okay. 2 Point
Yeah.
Campus, which is the latest 2 Point game. I think that was announced at Summer Games Fest. Before. So it's just like a simulation game where you can do college campuses, I guess. Along with the riot police that attack block parties. I'm totally not
Cool.
speaking from experience, guys.
No. Never.
Let's just say they're really into hockey up at where I went to college.
Yeah.
Really into ice hockey. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And it's that whole college was like a microcosm of two opposing teams. Anyway, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, which seems to be
Yeah.
a collection of the first 3 Super Monkey Ball games.
Yep.
Dating all the way back from 2001. It's hard to believe that Super Monkey Ball is 20 years old now.
I know. Like I've only played a Super Monkey Ball 3, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
On the GameCube. If I'm
Actually,
remembering it right.
oh, it's more than just the first one. The first 3, isn't it? Actually, no, I think it is the first 3.
It might well, didn't they just come up with like a
Oh yeah,
game?
yeah. 1, 2, and deluxe. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I played it on GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
Really fun, really hard. I couldn't finish it. My sister got much further than me, but yeah, it was pretty cute.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember like the annoying monkey sounds.
Yahoo!
I can still hear it in my brain. It's so weird, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
good game. I might pick it up for a stream. Who knows? That'd be kind of fun to stream, I think.
Yeah.
So kind of
It,
stupid.
it does have like vibes of like Katamari, where it's like so ridiculous and makes no sense that it's
Yeah.
like almost appealing in that way.
Yeah, totally. It was
Uh,
just kind of like the cutscenes always got to me when I was younger. I was like, this is so embarrassing and cringy.
not as great. It's great. Super Monkey Ball.
I
God,
don't
love.
know. It was just kind of cringy to me when I was younger.
Return to Monkey Ball.
Fucking
Return to Monkey Ball. They should have called it Return to Monkey Ball.
Return to Monkey Ball.
Super Return to Monkey Ball. Yeah. Next up on the list was Mario Party Superstars, which I thought this was gonna be like DLC for Super Mario Party. Turns out it's just a
I'm
totally new game.
excited.
And I think you were the one that told me about the what was it, the Mario Party Greatest Hits game on the 3DS?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
All Stars. It was like it
Yeah.
had all of the best objectively
Yeah.
uh, mini games, even though they weren't actually that good.
But it seems like they're doing something similar here, where it's like they're bringing like the best maps from like Mario Parties 1 and 2, and also the
Yeah.
best mini games, like that mini game where like you have to like turn your face and head and stuff,
Oh
like
yeah.
all those classic mini games. And also online play is supported as well, which
Yeah, so
I'm
that
like, which explains why Super Mario Party got that online update out of nowhere.
yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, that's why they wanted to see if they could pull it off for Super Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna I
I
might get
might, yeah, I might cop this just to play with like you guys. It would be a lot of fun.
exactly.
It would be
That'd
a
be a
lot of
lot of
fun.
fun to play with you guys.
Yeah,
So we could put that together
Mario
someday.
Party is like hilarious. I just hope like the netcode isn't like terrible. It's like you're like doing like that ball game, and then all of a sudden like someone's right here, and then they just like disappear behind you.
Yeah.
Omae wo mo shinderu. Bonk. Yeah.
Nani? Yeah.
Uh,
So okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward. When does
Me
it come
too.
out again? Hold on. When does it come out? October
Chicken Bake.
29th.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's creeping up a little bit.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
lot of stuff coming out in October.
I know. I was
A
just
lot
gonna
of
say
stuff.
like it's a lot of October releases.
All right, this next one's
But
probably the biggest announcement. Holy shit, this is a okay, so to people who aren't Metroid fans or don't know about the history of Metroid Dread, this probably just seems like another Metroid announcement. Just
me.
another game announcement. Yeah. Okay, so this there's a lot to unpack when they decide to announce Metroid Dread as a new game. Okay, so to give a context, Metroid is a game that has been severely slept on by Nintendo for many years. Like it's always been like the black sheep. Like, you know, you got Mario, Zelda, Pokemon. Then it's like over there is like Metroid, F-Zero. We don't talk about those guys. Kirby, yeah, we're liking Kirby a lot more. Metroid, you can just sit over there. The last 2D Metroid game that wasn't a remake, so I'm not counting the Samus Returns 3DS game, was Metroid Fusion in 2000. I want to say 3. When was Metroid Fusion? Metroid Fusion. I'm looking it up right now.
You're using like the
Oh yeah, I'm using the wrong one.
trailer.
2002. 2002. Metroid Fusion came out in 2002. That's 19 years since the last new 2D Metroid game.
Gotcha.
Almost 20 years, and that makes me scared because I remember when Metroid Fusion first came out, and I was like, "Well, this is the fucking coolest shit ever," you know. Which is funny because like when the trailer starts and it's like Metroid 5, you're like, "Oh shit! Oh, they're actually continuing from Fusion." That's like something that people didn't think they would ever do because it was like people gave up hope on it because it's been like 20 years almost. So that's number 1. Is that like, you know, Metroid gets neglected a lot, and this is the first 2D Metroid, brand new 2D Metroid in almost 20 years. Number 2 is the title, Dread. If you watch people who like are big Metroid fans, they'll probably like fucking pissing their pants and shitting themselves over the title Metroid Dread because the title Metroid Dread has a lot of weight with it. Metroid Dread was a working title for a mysterious Metroid project that went nowhere all the way back in like 2003, I want to say.
Jesus.
And gaming magazines picked up on this Metroid Dread project and were like, oh, a new Metroid project being worked on called Metroid Dread. So people were like, oh my gosh. And it's funny because Reggie Fils-Aimé, the former president of Nintendo of America, was actually talking about this after the Dread trailer, this one came out, where he was like, this was always a question that I was asked and I would always have to try to slyly avoid it. And it was always so scary trying to answer questions about the Metroid Dread project. So Metroid Dread is a name that carries a lot of weight as like a thing that was always worked on, but people thought it went nowhere.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of gravity behind that name, right? The other thing is that Metroid Dread was rebirthed again when Metroid Prime, I think 3 came out, and there was a hint at Metroid Dread in one of like the file logs. So that like reinvigorated the discussion about Metroid Dread, but then that went nowhere again.
Yeah.
So now, yeah. So fast forward to Tuesday when the Metroid Dread trailer came out, and it was like fucking people losing their shit over, oh my god, Metroid Dread's actually real, you know?
Yeah, like finally something came out about this.
Yeah. So this is like a game that's like over 15 years in the making, maybe, give or take.
Jeez.
I think a lot of the ideas of Metroid Dread they had these ideas a long time ago, but couldn't really carry them out like for whatever reasons. But it's coming out in October.
Another October game.
Oh yeah, another October game. But like, this will tide people over until Prime 4.
Oh yeah.
It's also worth noting that yeah, they are still working on Prime 4. And I'll also say this right now, nothing on Bayonetta 3.
Yeah.
In this. According to Nintendo, there's development is going smoothly for it. Meanwhile, you have Kamiya posting a Twitter thread about how annoyed he's getting at people saying, "Oh, is Bayonetta 3 canceled or they're not working on it anymore?" In classic Kamiya fashion, being like, "Hey, fuck you, shut the fuck up, just forget about Bayonetta 3 for now."
Yeah. For now.
Yeah. I have some theories which I'll talk about later.
Okay.
When we get towards the end of the Nintendo stuff. But yeah, Metroid Dread, extremely excited. It's the 5th game in the 2D Metroid games. You know, the first being Metroid Zero Mission, Super Metroid, Metroid 2 / Metroid Samus Returns, Metroid Fusion, and now Metroid Dread. So,
wow.
Honestly, if you want to catch up, if you're interested in Metroid Dread and you want to catch up on the story, honestly, I would just say play Super Metroid and play Metroid Fusion. That's all you need to play. Super Metroid never got a re-release. It came out on the Super NES, and I don't know if there's any easy way to get it now other than just pirating, because Nintendo loves to just take away your ability to buy their classic games. Super Metroid's free on Switch, according to chat member. Okay, well, there you go.
Okay.
Play Super Metroid, you troglodytes.
Pick it up.
It's really good. It's really good. And then Metroid Fusion is really good too. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever played any like Metroidvania type games. Like
nope.
It's a lot of fun. Lots of and Samus is badass.
Oh, I've heard.
I've always been a huge fan of Samus. She's cool. Samus is cool, and this is the treatment that she deserves. Thank you, Nintendo, for finally, remembering that Samus exists.
Outside of Smash.
Outside of Smash, yeah. Now, if only they can do the same thing with Captain Falcon.
True.
Okay, moving on.
Just Dance 2022 is coming to Switch as well.
Yeah.
We already talked about Just Dance. What was announced after that? Was it Cruise and Blast?
Cruise and Blast, which I'm not sure what that is. I see a dinosaur and I see a bunch of cars. So
I saw the trailer for it. It looks pretty cool. It's another racing game. I'm not particularly interested. The only racing games I've ever done is Mario Kart,
Hmm.
personally. So, I don't know. It looks colorful, it looks pretty cool, the graphics are nice. Um, but yeah, I don't
Then
know.
after that, DBZ Kakarot getting a Switch port. It was like that open world Dragon Ball game, um,
Oh, yeah.
where you you fish with your tail or something. A fake tail that you put up your butthole, and then you I'm not making this up, by the way. He like there's a scene where he like is teaching Gohan how to fish, and then he's like takes a fake tail, plants it up his butt, and then like turns around to fish with it. It's classic Dragon Ball.
Um,
You know what's funny is that is actually classic Dragon Ball humor. That's like not DBZ humor, but that's like classic Dragon Ball humor.
why?
Stuff that they don't do in DBZ anymore. But that is like classic Dragon Ball humor. You know, like I'm talking about Dragon Ball, where Goku's like a fucking kid. That's like classic Dragon Ball humor right there. I don't know. I kind of
I don't
appreciate
know. I'm so, like,
that.
lost whenever it comes to Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I know nothing. So,
Mario Golf Super Rush got another gameplay trailer.
yeah, it looks
Uh,
pretty good.
I'm not interested in playing it as much as I am interested in watching it.
I'm just more of interested in beating the shit out of my friends because apparently you can do that now.
It's hilarious. Yeah. No, yeah.
So,
Like
like,
everyone tees off at once and then like runs after their balls. Like me, it's like the way that you thought golf was played when you were like 4 years old, and you're like
true.
watching golf with your dad, and you're like, why doesn't everyone just hit their balls all at once? I don't
Yeah, I
understand.
know.
Why are they taking turns? You know?
Yeah, because like you can pick up items on the way. You can use them to speed up. You can use them to affect your enemies or your friends, whatever you want to call them.
Your frenemies,
And
your
your friends.
friends turned enemies.
I fully expect at one point just for like either someone to smack you with their golf club or pull out a gun and
Mhm.
just,
Yeah,
shoot away with
just pop
it.
them in the kneecaps. You ain't golfing anymore after this.
Yeah.
Hey Mario, hey
Mario.
Mario, how's this for a hole in one? Luigi, why?
um,
Oh no,
how could you do this?
how could you
Yeah.
do this, brother?
So, what's that for? That was good. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I think they announced like a new mode for it or something. I need to like
God, there's like
keep
this
watching
battle
the
mode.
trailer.
This is like a battle
Yeah,
royale mode. What is it?
it was at the end. Oh, also Pauline's in, which looks really nice.
Pauline is great.
Um,
I love that she's getting more attention now.
yeah,
I love
this is
Pauline.
what it was. It was in like, yeah,
It's
you're
like an
running along the
arena.
stage. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in an arena. You're running along the stage. You do have your golf adventure. It's kind of like it reminds me of the tennis one, Tennis Aces.
Oh,
Where you had to, like,
the
you
Switch
had, like,
game.
your specific, stages and everything. I do
Mhm.
I do have that game, but yeah, it looks like they're actually wanting to really update this game and go into it,
After
so
like for a while, Mario sports games were just in the doldrums. Just like
yeah,
I think it ended with the Switch tennis game because do you remember the Wii U had a Mario tennis game?
it did.
Yeah, the Wii U had a Mario tennis game, and it was like it was very bare bones, not really
Why
all that great. It
did
was the one where you could turn like super big. What was it called?
Hey, what happened with Nintendo when Wii came out and then Wii U and then Switch? Like, it's like they had different marketing teams for each one.
Yeah,
Nothing happened with Wii U.
nothing. No, yeah.
Nothing. Like,
It
what
barely had any
happened?
legs.
Nothing marketed.
I
I
think
remember
they were really relying on like the casual market of the Wii, but
yeah,
like it was like kind of a blessing and the curse with the Wii because like the Wii was really successful because like your mom would buy it, you know,
well, yeah,
your mom and
exactly.
dad would buy it for themselves just to like play Wii Sports for like a weekend when the family would come over and then never touch their Wii ever again.
Probably.
Um,
Well, because like, I remember
they were never gonna recapture that market.
because like, I remember a lot of the, some of the like, I remember seeing Skyward Sword, trailers, on wherever.
Hmm.
Stuff like that. Wii U, I remember Xenoblade Chronicles X. I mostly remember it because of their YouTube. Like they did some marketing for that. Nothing else. Nothing.
Hmm.
I don't remember any other games. Like I'm desperately trying to recount anything. What do I even have on the Wii U? I have
I don't
Bayonetta
think.
2.
Yeah,
I
which is
have
on the Switch now.
3D World,
Which is on the Switch now.
which is also on the Switch now. I really desperately need them
Here's the
to
thing: is
come
Nintendo is
Xenoblade
kicking
X.
Wii U in the grave, but while it's doing that, it's like, oh wait, give us this one. Okay, now
Yeah.
give us this one.
All
Okay,
right. Yeah.
get
We'll
in there.
take this.
Yeah. Honestly, the only thing that is still there, because it's funny, because we're going to talk about Fatal Frame Mania of Blackwater, which is a Wii U Fatal Frame game that is now on the Switch now. So it's like, that's another one that we can take from the Wii U's corpse. There's one game that the Wii U is still hanging on to while we're kicking it into its coffin, and it's Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Please give me Xenoblade
Once
X. It's so
Xenoblade
good.
Chronicles X gets ported to the Switch, then we can finally close the lid on the Wii U's coffin and just put it in the incinerator.
Literally, the only reason why I ever turn on my Wii U is to play 3 Ultimate and Xenoblade X.
Yeah, and
Like,
3 Ultimate, it's
please
like,
give me
okay.
Xenoblade X.
I like
I
3 Ultimate. I mean,
absolutely
actually,
do.
3 Ultimate is one of my favorite Monster Hunter games, but like, it
3
doesn't need to
Ultimate's
be ported.
great.
It
I'll
doesn't need
still
to be
play it.
ported, though, yeah.
It doesn't need to be ported, but please, Xenoblade X. I need 2 things. I need them to either finish the story or just port it. Okay? The music is so good. The story
Even
is
Wonderful
frustrating.
101. Even Wonderful 101 ended up getting ported. And Wonderful 101 sold like 2 units.
I don't know. But like I just please, like I have such good memories of that game. I remember like the day after I bought it, I stayed up the entire night playing it. I had work like the next day. I woke up, my Wii U was in my lap. I was like, I need to get ready for work in like 2
Hmm.
hours. And I still turned it on, played it for a little bit, and then like made a mad dash for work. Like it's such a good game.
So like, yeah,
Um
it's pretty much in my mind. I might be missing some games, but like in my mind, that's like the only game that the corpse of the Wii U is still clinging on to.
yeah.
All right. So moving on. Monster Hunter Stories 2 got another trailer. What? No way! Oh, no way! The funny thing is,
Oh my God.
the trailer in the Nintendo Direct was different than the one that Capcom showed. So was that the 6th trailer? Wait, was that the 5th trailer?
I don't know, dude.
Was
I
that
can't keep
trailer
up
5
with
or
this
was that
point.
trailer 6? I don't
I
know.
don't know. I
But
don't
like
care.
every time Stories 2 comes up, I'm just like, just give me the game. Stop
It's just
showing us
another
trailers.
fucking raised wing is released from the egg.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we did forget to mention that Palamutes are in the game.
Oh yeah, they're adding Palamutes as like the
Yeah.
first update
Yeah, they look
for.
kind of cute, pretty
Yeah.
cool. So they
Why would I
fly
use a
around and everything.
why would I want to ride a Palamute when I can ride like a Mizusune though?
That's true. And I can ride as an ogre, like the superior dog.
Come on now. It's like the Rise hunters are like, oh right, cool, we're like riding on dogs, and then they look over at their neighbors at Stories 2 and they're like riding on the Glavenus and an Astalos, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
But moving on, WarioWare, Get It
Yep.
Together, which was a surprise to be sure, because WarioWare hasn't seen much play over the last few years, so it's really cool that a new one's coming out finally.
The only reason why people know about WarioWare, and myself included, is because of the stage from
From
Super Smash Bros.
Smash Brawl.
Which it's a really good stage. It's actually one of my favorites, but that's the only reason why I know of the game. That's why a lot of people only know of the game. So I
Yeah.
don't know. It looks really cool. I think I'd like to pick it up.
It's doing some new ideas too. Like there's like multiple characters you can choose from, where they have like different ways of finishing the micro games, and also there's co-op or like competitive play. But I don't know if it's online. Whether or not it's online will make or break that, I think.
Yeah, because if it's not online, I'm not gonna get it because I don't have people to play it with.
Yeah.
On top of that, I'm not inviting people over to just play this WarioWare game.
You want to play WarioWare? Yeah. Like, yeah, no, it's WarioWare's always been like a charming little game, and I'm glad it's getting a new one, and I'm glad they're trying new ideas with it. So yeah, it's good on WarioWare, and also weird to hear Wario just like using complete sentences to narrate the game.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like, oh man, Charles Martinet putting in that VA work, man. Putting in that VA work, doing good stuff with his Wario voice.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a me, Wario. It's a
Yeah,
my new
it
game.
yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah.
Um,
After that,
alright.
SMT5, or
Oh boy.
as my chat members like to say, "Hey Tam, are you excited for Shin Megami Tensei 5?" To which I respond, literally
Ooh,
couldn't be less excited because I've never engaged with this series ever.
I haven't either.
But I know how
Um,
mega popular it is.
yeah, I actually this is the first time hearing about the game or any of the games.
Really, Shin Megami Tensei 5 was announced back when the Switch was first
I
announced during that
you know,
first press conference.
I don't have any memories of it, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, it looks really good. Don't get me wrong.
hmm
But it's just like I no idea.
Yeah,
This kind of flew over my head originally.
the closest I ever got to playing Shin Megami Tensei 5 was like playing as Joker in Smash Ultimate.
Yeah, true. Because I do actually own Persona 5.
Mm.
I need to play it.
People tend to forget that
So
the Persona series is the spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei series.
really?
Yeah, Persona is
Shit.
the spin-off of SMT.
Shit.
Persona has been getting more of the mainstream attention over SMT, but SMT is the original. It's like if Monster Hunter Stories 2 became more popular than Monster Hunter. That's what's kind of what's
Wow.
happening, where the spin-off
Actually,
becomes more
ow.
popular, you know? But it's good.
It happens.
Persona is really good, and SMT is really good.
Okay.
I'm just like, I don't know. It just never, it never tracked in my life at all. I never had an opportunity to play it. I was never given an opportunity to play Persona or SMT.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
who knows? I might. It looks like there's like some fun opportunities for voice acting with the different monsters. I know the demon that goes like he to the ho and the we gotta go. I know that guy. I know there's a demon that looks like a penis on a chariot.
What?
This is all true.
Um,
Like SMT is like Pokemon, but like all the Pokemon are like eldritch abominations out to kill you. Hey, it's that
yeah.
one. Yeah, the fairy Jack Frost. He's the one that goes like he to the ho and the we gotta go. I know that
I
guy.
I don't know. Like I'm sure it's all good. I'll play Persona 5 one day. I got it on sale when it
Well,
was
you
like
you know
13.
the music in Persona 5 is fucking
I keep hearing
phenomenal, right?
that.
Yeah. Well, have you? Oh my god, it's like I've actually listened to Persona 5 music and like knowing nothing about the game, but I've listened to
Yeah.
the soundtrack a lot. It's really good. So
I
like
played it like
yeah. Go ahead.
I don't
Sorry.
know. I I played a little like I've played the beginning of Persona 5
hmm
a few months ago. And then I don't know. I think it was just more of like the timing for me was really off. Like I was
hmm
already like dealing with a lot of stuff and I was like I can't play this right
Yeah.
now.
So sorry if people were like interested in hearing our thoughts on SMT5 and are walking away disappointed because like there's not much I can say about it. It's like I've never
We
engaged
have
with the
no
series
thoughts.
really. All I know is that it's like extremely mega popular and it's just something I never engaged with. So,
Yeah.
but I do recognize it. Danganronpa Decadence is getting ported to the Switch.
Don't know
Uh,
anything about this series either.
Danganronpa is very interesting. It's quite the trip. Fatal Frame, Made in the Blackwater, a Wii U game getting ported to the Switch. So mark that one off the checklist. Uh,
Uh
Doom Eternal DLC coming to the Switch. Yeah. Tony Hawk's Pro
yeah.
Skater 1 and 2 coming to the Switch.
Yep.
Nice. I think it's
Looks
probably
pretty
worth
good.
playing on other consoles, but the Switch releases of games always have the appeal of being portable, so that's good
True,
right
true.
there.
If you're looking to play this at the park maybe while you're watching other
While you're
skaters,
watching other people skateboard,
yeah, like
that has the
let's
same energy. Like that has the same energy as like the Switch's initial reveal trailer, where the one
yeah.
lady comes to like the party and is like, "Oh no, there's Susie with her Nintendo again." Hey guys, who wants to sit around and play like 1-2 Switch or whatever at our
Yeah,
party?
let's put down the beer and the beer pong. Let's put those away and let's play
Yeah,
1-2 Switch.
yeah.
No, even better. Let's play Breath of the Wild. Like I just
It's funny. Or it's like I think there was a scene in that like reveal trailer where they're at like a park and there's people playing
yeah, there is.
basketball and then they sit down and play like 2K.
I know. I see that. I remember that.
And I'm like,
So
this is hilarious.
same vibe. I
Yeah,
guess.
just take Tony Hawk Pro Skater to a skate park with you,
Yeah.
and like don't even like no. Here's what you do: you don't even bring a skateboard, but you bring like a helmet and like elbow pads, and you're just like playing on your Switch. You know,
Yeah.
I want
Oh
to
my
see that.
god.
I want to see that.
Okay.
Not only are you playing it in handheld mode though, but you're playing it with like the Joy-Cons detached, so you have like the little stand up on
Oh.
top of the half pipe, and you're playing like that. There you go. There you go. That's like
Okay.
mass marketing trailer right there.
Yeah.
Buy
Come on,
Tony Hawk
Nintendo.
Pro Skater 1 and 2 on the Switch, available
Yeah,
now.
Nintendo, hire us. We've got all of your marketing schemes
uh
and
here's
more.
here's another big announcement that caught like everyone by surprise. Advanced Wars is getting a remake on the Switch. Advanced Wars 1 and 2 getting a
Yeah.
remake on the Switch. Now, this this news is either like literally nothing for you or literally the world for you. Um
I'm on the, nothing side,
yeah.
unfortunately.
I'm also on that side, but I'm also like I can also recognize why this is such a big deal for people because
Oh,
Advanced
yeah.
Wars was a mega popular series on the primarily on the GBA was when people really liked it, but it finds its origins earlier than that. But it's
Mhm.
basically like it's kind of like Fire Emblem. It's a tactical RPG. It's like
Yeah.
and obviously Fire Emblem's like the closest analog because Nintendo. But it's like you have like a group of units and you have all these kinds of objectives to do on the map, and I like the style they're going with this. It looks a
Oh.
lot more like classic Advanced Wars and what was it? What was the other one called? The one on GBA. It was like something of Ruin or something. Not Wings of Ruin. That's Monster Hunter.
Wings of Ruin?
Yeah, yeah. But no, it's the first two Advanced Wars games, and I really like the name of it, Reboot Camp. That's a cute
That's a
name.
good one, yeah.
December 3rd though, so it's really big for people. It's really big news
Mhm.
for people who are wanting to play Advanced Wars, and Advanced Wars is really good. It's really good.
Oh,
From what
yeah.
I hear, I've never played it though, but people are super ultra excited for it, so I'm excited for them. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. Next up, what do we have here? Okay, next up was the Zelda stuff.
Yep.
So
I think
they
well,
closed
before
out.
we get into this, I just wanna
Okay,
say,
yeah.
I was really hoping here that they would announce anything on Splatoon 3.
No,
Um,
we'll be wait till next time.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
like, they gave us a really big trailer. Because when did they last announce Splatoon? When was that? That was, what
that was
event
the
was that?
February Nintendo Direct, right? The one where they announced the other Pyrrha in Smash Bros.
Yes, it
They
was.
announced at the very end, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that now. I was in another watch party with, like, a few friends. Yeah, I remember that. But at the same time, it's like I'm not gonna riot about it. I know like a couple of people like I've seen like two sides of it where it's like people should stop complaining because they already gave a trailer, but like I've also seen people be like, um, I don't know, like
No,
it's hard to
here's the thing:
say.
Splatoon 3 is gonna get its own dedicated direct where they like just go through all the they go
That's
through like
true.
all the gameplay features and everything. So it's gonna get its own
Yeah.
thing. But let's move on to the Zelda stuff.
Yep.
Because Zelda got its own little dedicated segment during that Nintendo Direct. First
Oh
thing
yeah.
was the Hyrule Warriors DLC.
Dude, when I saw this and I saw that it was Hyrule Warriors, I was like, "Oh my god, if they don't announce anything Breath of the Wild, they are actually going to riot."
Yeah.
Like, holy
I think that's
crap.
and it sucks for Hyrule Warriors because like people were like, because right before it they were like, we have one more thing to announce, and then it was like Hyrule Warriors, and people were like, no, but turns out it was just Zelda
It was
in
just kind of
general.
a tease,
Yeah.
like a build-up.
What's in that though? It's like you get to control a guardian or something. I don't know, and you get like nunchucks for
Yeah.
Link. It looked like.
Yeah, you get quite a few things. I need a refresher on it, but I think,
Hmm.
you also get the Master Cycle or something as a
Oh,
weapon,
okay, yeah.
which is kinda cool.
Just like
Um
riding through people. That's
Yeah,
fun.
like, I played Age of Calamity, it was a really fun game,
Hmm.
I'll probably get the DLC and everything, at least to try it.
Hmm.
I still need to 100% the game, I'm pretty close, I think, like, It actually has like your progress, which I really like. I think I'm like 85% through.
Right.
So yeah, I'll pick it up. I'll try it out. Um
So after that, Skyward Sword HD got another trailer. Not really much to talk about there. They didn't really announce anything new. Just to remind you that it's going to be a thing.
mhm.
And then this one was kind of neat. I don't know. I really like this one, but like a Game and Watch Zelda, a Zelda Game and Watch, a Zelda themed Game and Watch
Yeah.
that has Legend of Zelda,
This
Link to the Past, and wait, does it have Link to the Past? It has Zelda 1. Oh no, it has Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening. And then like
Oh,
another
okay.
Game and Watch game. With
Huh.
also a time feature. So that's a really cool collector's item.
Yeah.
That's a really
I
cool
think
quirk.
yeah, I think people will have fun with that. I don't think I'm gonna go out and try to buy it myself because I also feel like this is gonna be another like shortage problem.
Oh
Like
my
another
gosh,
thing with
absolutely. Nintendo is
like you're
definitely
never
going
gonna
to
find it.
yeah,
You better
artificial rarity.
pre-order it or you're never gonna find it.
We're literally only going to make 5 of these.
Yeah. And like they're gonna be scalped like
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah, no,
no.
expect to see those things on eBay for like exorbitant prices
Yeah.
to be.
So no hope. Um
But after that was the big mama jama, what everyone was looking forward to. Breath of the Wild 2.
yep.
It exists. Just reminding you, it exists. Here's a trailer
Yeah.
where Link has long hair and a flamethrower and can turn
Zelda
into
dies.
water. Zelda fucking dies.
She
Well, at least I
falls
don't
down
know.
a cliff. She is not seen again in the trailer, so she's
Yeah,
dead.
were you looking forward to playing as Zelda because of the first
Oh
trailer?
shit.
Fuck you.
She looks so cute as well. Like she has short hair and everything, and
Yeah.
like, nope, she's gone.
Nope, she's gone. Link stole her hair, and now he's
Yeah.
got long hair.
I'm the princess now.
They showed like just a snippet of gameplay, just snippets of gameplay.
What?
Um, no title drop yet.
No.
We got a release window though, 2022.
Yeah.
Um,
This trailer, I really like the trailer. Sorry. It it plays on like because we remember the first trailer where it's like it's shown that like Ganon is there.
or who
It's
we
like a
thought was Ganon,
skeleton.
who
Yeah,
people thought was
it
Ganon. Yeah, it was really cryptic.
assumedly Ganon.
Yeah.
It's got like really creepy music in it,
Oh
where
yeah,
it's
it
just like
sounded like it was like backwards vocals.
it sounded like it was backwards.
Yeah, it
It
was
was really
reverse
creepy,
audio.
really weird. And then this happens again in the new trailer where it's like we get kind of creepy music again, but it's also like it starts to get lighter. It starts to like show more of the world, more of the overworld.
Hmm.
Because we always knew that it was going to be set in original Hyrule, or like sorry, what was in Breath of the Wild, the
Yeah.
first one. It's like it shows like who we assume is Ganon, and then it cuts to like Hyrule fields and everything, and we see like the castle. But now it's like it's more obvious in this that it's like yeah,
Everyone thought we were going underground for Breath of the Wild 2. Turns out we're
we're
going to
actually
the
going up.
skies. We're going up, which is really
Yeah,
cool. I think, or maybe both. Who knows?
yeah. Now
Could be
we're
on the
actually
ground.
gonna have like more features with like the glider and everything.
More vertical. Something I noticed with when this trailer dropped though was that it spurred discussion again about Breath of the Wild and the durability system. And it is like it's genuinely shocking to me. And I don't know if you agree or disagree with my opinion on this, but my opinion on weapon durability in Breath of the Wild is that like it sucks. I hate it. I think
I
it discourages experimental play, but a lot of people disagree and a lot of people agree. It's like I've never seen people more heated over a seemingly objectively bad gameplay system in my eyes.
like it in a way.
Okay.
Like, okay, let me put my own stance on it.
Okay.
If we if
This is
we
debate mode now. Okay, go.
okay. I think personally that it plays really well with the overworld in the
Mhm.
open world scheme because suddenly I think like let's say in the stance that we got like a sword that we really like.
Mm-hmm.
Gameplay for that for sword fighting and everything is going to get stale really quickly.
Mm,
At least from my perspective. I think
okay.
like when like you're able to time in a way because when your weapon breaks, you actually get an extra damage boost when it
Yeah.
breaks against the I think
Yeah.
that's a good, you know, kind of way to play the game. You're able to throw it at at an enemy, it does more damage. I think it just adds a little bit more, I don't know, taste to the fight in a way.
Um,
Um
I think it would be a lot more favorable for the weapon durability system if they did one of a few things, or all of them. Actually, if they did all of these things. If they auto swapped your weapons when they broke.
that'd be nice.
If the durability was a lot higher for every weapon, and
Or at least you could upgrade
if
it.
yeah, if you could repair them,
Yep,
which there's
that'd be
a
nice.
few weapons that you can kind of pseudo repair in the game. Uh, if hitting trees and shit didn't degrade your durability. And if shield surfing didn't degrade the durability of shields.
Yeah, it's like if you're able to increase the durability or certain weapons just had more durability,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um but at the same time like it does kind of keep you on your toes when it comes to fighting
Mm-hmm.
instead of just like mashing your way through or whatever. It's kind of like it allows you to at least think about what you're doing. So,
I feel like there's never been an iteration of a durability system in the game that I've liked, save for Monster Hunter.
that's fair.
Um, Dark Souls, in fact, it was so useless and worthless and such a nothing mechanic in Dark Souls that they just removed the durability system in Dark Souls. It's just not a
Bloodborne
thing
has a
anymore.
little Bloodborne has a little bit as well, right? Where you have to repair your weapon over time, but
It, it
it's like it's
it's like
so
very inconsequential to the point where
doesn't
you
even
don't
matter.
even think about it. It's like such a non-factor
It
in
is.
Bloodborne. It's
It's a
ridiculous.
tiny
I
chip.
like weapon durability is just to me anti-fun. I remember there was like this side quest in Breath of the Wild where there's like rumors of like a cool treasure or something in like a waterfall or something. Um, and so you go to find it and it's like this like big like fire sword.
Yeah.
Um, it's like, oh my god, awesome. Obviously, this was the first time I saw a weapon like this. So I was like, oh, is this like this weapon probably has like either like infinite durability or has like really high durability. So I was using it. Go through 2 encounters, your sword is badly damaged. Well, I think that was the moment where I was just like it works a lot better on the plateau when you're using like rusted swords and sticks and
Yeah.
stuff to fight. That makes a lot more sense. But then later in the game, you're still doing the same like caveman-esque weapon scrounging
Yeah.
and constantly wanting to use your weakest weapons in an encounter. It feels counterintuitive to the way I want to play the game. To the point where I'm just like, just give us like either very limited amounts of swords and spears and great swords that are all unique and all have um infinite durability, but have like their own little perks that you can upgrade and whatnot. So you can have like a sword that's good against moblins and a sword that's good against aerial enemies, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think there's more to play around with in that type of system than just throwing 20 swords at you at once and expecting you to use the worst one in every encounter because you don't want to waste your like really big beefy sword.
Yeah.
It just
I the the thing that made me the saddest with it was I used to watch these Hyrule myths.
mhm,
So, like this guy doing stupid things in the game. So like bringing a chicken to Ganon, what would happen?
right.
And then he tried to defeat Ganon with like only mops,
Mhm.
which by the way is impossible. Did something just fall on your end?
I think so. Don't worry about it. I think it was like a frame.
Mm,
It's like off
I
screen.
saw something like
Oh,
fall
really?
behind you.
Oh, I see it. Okay, that's no problem.
Yeah. Um, and like he couldn't defeat Ganon with like all of the mops because they would break
Mhm.
beforehand. So yeah.
I
And a
think
chat
like
member did bring up a good point. Like, why does the Master Sword break?
why does the Master Sword break?
Yeah,
The ancient mystical sword of evil's bane,
I was like
this
four.
incredible mega weapon in the Zelda lore, mythical peerless power. Oh, he breaks after 30 hits. And then you have to
Mm-hmm.
wait for it to recharge again. Oops.
Yeah, it
Oopsie.
makes no sense on why it has to recharge.
Yeah, that's why like I think like customizable perks on weapons, like have a few weapons. Or like just, do what Dark Souls does and like have like a few unique weapons that you'll stick with one that you want to use that tailors towards your playstyle or your stats that you choose to improve. I don't know. It,
Yeah.
it's it's like there's a lot of creativity at play with Breath of the Wild's combat that it doesn't need the durability system.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the fun stuff that people do with like dropping bombs from above with your glider on an enemy camp, or using like your Sheikah Slate like stasis and magnesis in totally creative ways. That's
Mm-hmm.
totally independent from the weapon durability system. The weapon durability system doesn't add to like anything to that creative gameplay at all.
Yeah.
I've heard that before, where people are like, the durability system forces you to be more creative and think about your encounters more. And I'm like, no, it doesn't.
It
The
yeah.
most thinking I do with the durability system in mind is I want to use my weakest weapon because I don't want to waste it on just like regular mooks. Either that or I'm gonna like just bomb you off a cliff.
That's true.
Like I don't know.
It was kind of nice in the Master Trial, if you remember it, where you'd be transported from the like. I
I
think this
never
was
did
actually
those.
how.
Yeah.
Well, this was actually kind of the way to upgrade your Master Sword, so eventually it would never actually break. I think that's what it was. It like originally because you would I can't remember how many levels there were, but I think it was every
Hmm.
20 you would get an upgrade to your sword. So like it was either the durability was up or the cooldown was down. The cooldown
Right.
time was down. I can't remember which one. But it was like in the master trial you would go in and you would have nothing. And you would
Okay.
have to defeat enemies on each level. So you would have to pick up stuff, you would have to use your different like your bombs, your stasis, stuff like that.
Hmm.
So it was just kind of cool to be able to like kind of sneak around, try to like assassinate everyone without being seen. Kind of like Assassin's Creed in a way, and just kind of like
Right.
get
Kind of
your way
reminds me of
through.
a Eventide Island.
Yeah,
Eventide
and
Island.
then
Yeah.
yeah, and then like I think on like every 5 levels or whatever, you get like the chance to make food, get fairies, stuff like that, and
So it's
then
kind of like
complete like a
just an
trial.
enemy rush trial
Yeah,
sort of thing.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was pretty fun. You would have like bosses sometimes as well, like a. So yeah, I don't know. It was a nice.
I think in that context it probably works better because it's more of a like a roguelite almost progression
Yeah.
as opposed to like open world exploration.
Mhm.
I don't know, but I think bottom line, I just don't like the durability system at all. And I think if there's one thing that Breath of the Wild 2 needs to nail, it's their weapon durability system, or just get rid of it. I don't know. It's like either one, because that's like a point of contention. It's like when it comes down to Breath of the Wild, and you ask people for their opinion on Breath of the Wild, it's always either oh I love it or oh I hate it, and I hate weapon
Yeah.
durability. I feel like those are the two major talking points when it comes to Breath of the Wild's quality.
You know what I
Um,
hate in Breath of the Wild?
what's that?
The fucking rain.
Oh yeah. Well, hey,
That
you can turn into the rain now. Problem
that
solved.
stuff is stupid.
It seems like they're trying to dispel that frustration by giving you that like water ability, whatever it is, in the Breath of the Wild 2 trailer.
Ugh.
Also, curious thing is that they didn't drop the title of Breath of the Wild 2 because apparently they don't want to reveal it yet because it would reveal too much about the story of the game,
Oh,
which
interesting.
kind of seems to me like a nonsense answer because it's like, well, what are you gonna reveal the title of the game after the person has beat the game? Like what?
It's just suddenly well, remember when Undertale actually did that?
What?
With Deltarune.
What was
The
it?
title
Anagram of Undertale?
well, no, because like Deltarune actually wasn't announced. I don't think the title was announced until you were like into the game and everything. After you made your character, like then the program actually changed the name itself.
Oh, okay.
It's really cool how it did that.
So it had like a fake name that turned into like a real name.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like I think it was just like I think it was just Undertale 2 originally it was called or something. Something that just like I think it might have even just been called demo.
But like, what could Breath of the Wild 2 be called that would like spoil the story? Like what? Like,
I don't know.
Legend of Zelda: Link Goes to Space.
It just like really goes in like a long ass title.
The Legend of Zelda. Zelda's fucking
Zelda,
dead.
yeah, Zelda's dead.
Like
Zelda's
what?
death.
I don't understand this answer you're giving Nintendo. Like you don't want to like. If you didn't want this title to do that, then title it something
Well,
else. I don't know.
yeah, maybe it's like maybe they want to call the game like Ganon's Revival uh
Ganon's Revenge.
or like Calamity's Revival or like Link's death. Like they try to say it in more of like a mystical way.
The
Like
Legend of Zelda: Death of the Wild.
exactly.
There we go.
You know, I don't know. Yeah, a chat member said Legend of Link.
The Legend of Zelda: The Zack Snyder Cut.
Yeah. But like I don't know. It's just
That's always like weird to me. It's like you look at the Zelda titles like Twilight Princess. That's not really a spoiler. Skyward Sword. That's not a spoiler. Majora's Mask. That's not a spoiler. It's like what could you possibly call the Breath of the Wild 2 sequel that would like spoil it so that people could figure out what it's about? Like
I have no idea.
either title it something else or just release the title. I don't know.
I
It's weird
wish
to
I
me.
could tell you, but I have no idea.
Very bizarre answer. I don't know. But
It also like really threw me off in the trailer as well, seeing Link like literally go through stone and everything and just like pop out the
I
other
thought that
side.
was cool. I really like that.
It really threw me off, but I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess
Yeah,
that's what we're doing this game."
it seems like he's getting like an ability to like reverse time on objects rather than just stasis.
That's
Um,
true.
like he gets a
That could be fun.
flamethrower on his Sheikah Slate. Who knows? Or it's like
Yeah.
it's like the Sheikah Slate was like absorbed in his arm or something. It seems
Mhm.
like.
Well, yeah, because like even with the stasis, it looks like it freezes like everything in that area, not just the object itself that's in motion.
Mm, yeah,
So
it
that's
did
pretty
look like that.
cool.
Yeah. Uh,
So yeah,
all in
it
all,
looks like
just
they all get upgraded.
yeah, we're getting bits and pieces of this game. Tune
Yep.
in a year from now when they drop another 30-second trailer for you to
Cool.
lick your lips on, I guess.
Yeah, to really overanalyze and be like, "Oh my god, this happened. This
Yeah.
means the death of the game." I don't know. I'm not a game theorist.
I don't know. Hey, I'm just still waiting on Bayonetta 3.
Yeah,
There's there's so
yeah.
there's a Twitter account called Daily Status of Bayonetta 3.
These accounts are getting so specific.
I love these accounts, but like the hilarious thing is on the day of the Nintendo Direct, because usually it's an image of like Bayonetta and Jean like sitting at a news desk, like looking kind of pissed or unamused. On the day of the Nintendo Direct, after the Nintendo Direct, the post that day was just a news desk. Bayonetta and Jean fucking left. They don't care anymore. It's just the news desk
Oh,
now.
that's sad.
Just there is no news. Good for the
Um,
Elden Ring YouTube account where like the Elden Ring YouTube account where it's like daily status update of Elden Ring where like 80% of the videos for a while was just like hello, the date today is April 16th, 2021. The news for Elden Ring today, there is no news.
I
And then the video ends. That channel has blown up now because there is news now, so
yeah.
they got stuff to
Um,
talk about.
yeah, good for them. I keep seeing all of these freaking Twitter accounts of just like a daily update of
I
this
love
game
these.
that
I love these gimmick accounts. These dumb gimmick accounts, like the gimmick account
they
that's
make no
like
sense to me.
where it's
'Cause
Daniel Craig saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend," and then they play it on every Saturday.
oh my god.
Or the one where it's like Dexter's dad, where he like kicks open the door. He's like, "Ah, yes, Saturdays are made for dads and dad's car," and they post it on every Saturday morning, and I love it.
Oh my
I love it. It's great.
It's amazing.
All right.
Anyway.
I feel like today's podcast was like flipped because we had like our topic like at the beginning with the streaming, and then now we're getting into the news stuff. But
We
I think
went off on a bit of a rant, but I think that's
solid.
podcast.
Yeah. All right.
I'm getting pretty
So
hungry.
me too. Where can people find you? Where can people find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/ForestRaider. I'm actually gonna have to see if I'm streaming tonight because I am tired.
Well, you have your charity stream. Maybe you do
Yeah,
it tomorrow,
so
or do you have a time limit based on like what Queer Tea Gamers want you to do?
I think I do. I'll
Mm,
have to double check. I'll definitely try to do a stream tonight though.
yeah. And you can find me at twitch.tv/tamjamming. I think
Without an S.
yeah, yeah.
That
I
was
think
like the first time I shouted you out. I put like Tam Jammings.
yeah. No, that's what my offspring are. They're little tam jammings.
Yeah, little
Um,
jammings.
but if I do stream tonight, it'll probably be FF14 or Rise. We'll see. Probably leaning more towards FF14, but definitely tomorrow we'll be streaming again. So, all right, guys, that's a podcast.
Yeah.
Would you say that's a
Thanks for-
podcast? I'd say that's a podcast.
I'd say that's a pretty decent podcast.
That's a podcast. Okay.
But
So
yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll see if when the next podcast is gonna be.
yep.
And yeah, we'll have
It probably will be next week because of all those event stuff. But
we'll freaking chain him up and have him in the podcast finally.
yeah.
We're
All right, guys.
gonna wrangle him in.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. See ya.